What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run the North podcast. We have a very special episode for you guys because if you're watching on YouTube, you see that we're not alone. We have Mr. No Huddle NFL, we have Patrick with us today. He's going to help us do a 2v2 mock draft. We're going to do 2 rounds. It's going to be me and Miller versus Geek and Patrick. And yeah, I mean, we're super excited about this. I'm back. The Banana's back. We're feeling good. But before we get into the big mock draft, boys, how we doing?
I mean, it's a pleasure to be on the show, as always, right? I mean, I feel honored to be in the presence of the big banana. I mean, yeah, I'm excited for this. As of 24 hours ago, I did not know that I would be here. I randomly got the text, want to do a 2v2 mock draft? I was like, okay, bet. I don't know how you do a competitive mock draft, but I'm excited to learn.
With Geek, you'll find out. The Geek will find a way to make it competitive.
That is true. I got that competitive spirit, dog. It's just what happens.
You have that competitive spirit in you, but you don't have that dog in you, I fear.
It's always the Bears fan that does all the yapping.
Don't say that about my teammate, dog.
Oh, man.
You know,
Jake, how are you doing today?
I'm good, brother. I'm feeling good. I'm a little eepy, but that's nothing different. It's the same thing every week.
You gotta take the pre-pod power nap, no?
That's not the worst idea in the world.
He's never thought of that before. He's never considered it.
It is a rich.
Well, I have a feeling that I can't afford to lose any intelligence, right? So I feel like if I take a pre-pod power nap, I would just be delirious when I get on the pod, and I can't really afford to drop any further than I already have.
It's either you're delirious or you're drowsy, right? And I'm picking the deliriousness 100% of the time.
Right, because at least maybe then you'd be funny.
Hey, listen, buddy.
Shots fired. Welcome back to the show, Jake.
Yeah, this is why I'm never actually busy. I just say I can't go on the pod and then sit on my bed for 2 hours crying while they record the show without me. And just but yeah, I mean, we're here to do a mock draft, boys, and that's what we're gonna do. And so me and Miller are gonna have the odds picks, except for the Vikings. We're gonna switch things around there because Geek was a whiny little baby about it. And then Geek and Patrick, for the most part, are going to have odds. We're going to do 2 rounds today, so a little bit different than our last mock draft. And yeah, I mean, if nobody else has any
We're
other...
We're all on the same page. It is not predictive. This is
what we would do. Not predictive. Not predictive.
Patrick knows how this show works.
I just always want to do what's actually going to happen, and they refuse because they both are bad at predicting things.
This guy thinks he has the script.
Yeah, bro thinks he has the script.
Bro,
in that case,
power of the pen.
I mean,
if we're doing what's really going to happen, Minnesota won't be anywhere near the top 10. So,
well, I mean, they pick at number 11, so I think they're going to
trade
close.
down.
Trade down this time, buddy.
After trading up with Houston, it was all just a setup for a smokescreen. In reality, they just want to trade back and more draft capital.
All right, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, but
they're bulking up for when they inevitably trade Justin Jefferson to the Bengals, I fear.
Yes, the Bengals, the team that can't afford to pay their own star receivers, are going to add another.
But LSU.
Right,
Justin
I
Jefferson
forget. We don't use logic. We just say things.
Probably go somewhere else for
it doesn't matter
so much less money. Yeah.
Yep. Right.
I think the city of Cincinnati would just pay for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Well, they'd find a way. They'd start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, that's not legal.
Anything's legal if it's LSU.
Bang.
No, but Geek, I don't think you get it. Jamar
He's
Chase
speechless.
played
He's
with
got nothing.
Justin Jefferson at LSU. That's
This guy
Joe Burrow.
getting here.
And Joe Burrow, who's the quarterback of the Bengals.
I'm surrounded by 0 brain cells. It's incredible.
Hey,
This is
Patrick has some.
incredible.
We haven't broken him yet.
No, I
Yeah.
think he's been
Not yet.
broken in the last 10 minutes, dog. I don't know what happened.
I've been slowly conditioning him by going on his podcast.
Check out the Goal Line podcast available on Spotify, by the way.
You're welcome for that.
Bro's hitting
Thanks
the
for
self
that.
promo 5 minutes in. My God.
Man,
I
that's
threw him
crazy.
an alley-oop and he slammed it down. Call me Dwayne Wade.
And call me Kevin Love.
No.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Real
Wait,
ball, baby.
wait, that's the anti-LeBron agenda. I'll take it. Never mind.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Is it
Doesn't
the.
exist.
Real
Did
ball
they ever
hours.
play together?
Yeah. On Patrick's team, they did.
Okay, sure.
On his basketball fantasy team he had in 4th grade.
Oh,
He told me
I
about it.
see.
There you
Who
go.
are you asking if they played together?
Kevin
Wade
Love and
Love.
Dwayne Wade.
They did. They definitely did. Because
For
remember
that
when Wade
2
was a
months
cat
in
for like 20 minutes?
But was Kevin Love healthy?
Yeah, he was still on the team.
Yeah, but
They were on the same roster
there-
once.
fair enough.
They threw an alley-oop in practice. I was there. I saw it. The cameras just weren't on.
Mhm.
Guaranteed.
And I drew it up.
Yep. Little known fact, Patrick did coach the Cavaliers for a single practice.
Little
When he
known
was
fact:
3 years
Patrick
old.
is Ty Lue.
Well, don't say that. That's very rude.
Yeah.
How is
Honestly,
I
that
don't know much about
rude?
basketball, but even I know Ty Lue isn't cool.
Okay,
Tyler is the coach of one of the best teams in the NBA.
one of
Yeah.
and
Did he
still
come
is.
back?
Yeah, he's the
He's
Clippers coach
He's
right
coach
now
of the Clippers, who
Really?
are one of
Yeah.
the best teams in the NBA.
Oh, I
because
didn't
he's
know
been a
that.
good coach forever.
Yeah, but Allen Iverson stepped over him.
Yeah, but Allen Iverson's
When he
just
was a
Allen Iverson.
player.
But don't care. That's his legacy.
All right, mock draft.
I had no idea he coached the Clippers. That's crazy. Good for him.
Like I said, me and Miller have odds, so that's going to put us on the clock
So
At the first
two of
overall
them
pick.
play together in case you were
with
curious.
the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
I'm not sure me and Miller had to talk much about this one. Spencer Rattler is going to be the pick here.
I agree.
I'm clicking on Caleb Williams before you can say anything else stupid, just in case.
Spencer
yeah,
Rattler, it
Are
is.
we not having the Michael Penix discussion?
Maybe for
Caleb.
Minnesota.
Michael Penix
But
is
not for
not a
Chicago.
second-round prospect. He's not a first-round
Yeah,
prospect.
he's a first overall prospect.
No, only if you're the
Maybe if the
Bears.
Vikings
Only
had
if
the
you're the
pick.
Bears.
All right. So yeah, Caleb Williams. We don't need to say anything about Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we do, because if we don't say anything about Caleb Williams, it sounds like we're haters.
Well, he's really, really good. He's the best quarterback in this class, and he should be taken first overall.
Well, we all
Okay.
know
yeah.
Patrick's a hater, but we all know he doesn't
Yeah.
know how to
I'm not a
scout
hater.
quarterbacks,
I
so
think
it's okay.
He's good. No. You're wrong. I had CJ Stroud as QB1 in last year's class, so therefore I
Yeah, you took
objectively
that
know how
from
to
me.
scout
It's okay.
quarterbacks. Took it from you.
Yeah, I was on the CJ Stroud train before anybody was.
no,
That's
They haven't even made a pick yet. They're already at each other's throats.
yeah.
Let's
He's
go.
going after
we
Caleb.
Won. We won the competitive draft.
We have like
I
2
think-
weeks,
I
and then
think
I have to
Caleb-
start hating Caleb.
How would draft be competitive?
I think Caleb can be very good. I just don't think he's like a guarantee. Still, number 1 overall pick. He has the talent. Like, yeah, he's gonna go number 1. I don't think he won't. Do I love it? No, but I'm the only one that thinks that. So,
If you were to grade this pick, what would you give it, Patrick?
that's a good question.
What does PFF give it?
I'd
Who
probably give that,
cares
like,
what PFF thinks?
like the thing is
True.
quarterback, right?
Uh-huh.
And objectively, he has the ability to be a franchise quarterback, no doubt about it. But still, I don't love the guy because even my QB1, I don't love.
Right.
Probably like a 7. Like I'm not gonna say it's bad. But I know I'm like the only person that thinks that, but I'm just not a Caleb Williams guy because I don't like how he plays in structure.
So, if we were to grade this as if it were a test in an American school system with a letter, how would you grade it? Because that's what I was going for, because that's what normal people grade draft picks with.
I ain't normal. I have
We
know
Caleb
that.
Williams outside of my top 1. Okay, with a letter? What is
Yes.
it? Like a B minus, C plus, probably.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Jesus.
wild.
All right.
I could see it
Washington
aging as an A+,
Commanders.
so you get my.
I can't wait until Caleb wins MVP, and I can personally dunk on you and you only.
The thing is, I acknowledge.
Nope,
the
nope,
ability of becoming
Nope, I am
all
taking
time.
the opportunity.
Okay.
After what we went through with Fields, I'm taking the fucking opportunity.
That's true. So, Geek, do we agree on Jaden Daniels at 2?
Sure, because that's who I think Washington's gonna take anyways, so I'm down for it.
Do you dislike him? Do you prefer? Are you on the Drake May train?
I
Because I'm
definitely.
not-
So I prefer Drake May, but if just knowing everything I know about Washington, they absolutely want Daniels.
Yeah, I also think like air raid scheme. I was thinking schematically, and even though I don't like Kingsbury as a coach, really, I think schematically it's a really nice fit
For sure.
in terms of what Jaden Daniels likes to do.
Yeah.
It's not going to be too much like over the middle type of stuff. It's going to be a lot of outbreaking stuff, and that's what Daniels likes.
Mhm.
He hits those very often, and I think his accuracy across the middle is not great.
Mhm.
But the fact is, he is someone that hits those outbreakers consistently. He hits those fade balls consistently, right? He's really good at that stuff. So I think it's a really good fit in like a vertical air raid offense like what Washington's going to be running.
Schematically, good fit. Also, Magic Johnson and his need for the flashy player, whether it's the best player or not, is all I need to know to take Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, are we running this one up to the podium then?
I mean, I would be. Yeah.
Are we in agreement on who it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is like...
The only situation where they take a quarterback is if it's Drake May's there, I think.
I think they'd take a swing on Daniels. I wouldn't agree with it, but I think they'd try it. Just you gotta... listen, me and Geek have went back and forth with... I don't think it is, though, because, listen, me and Geek have had this conversation. You gotta get the quarterback. You have to.
That's true.
And I know...
I would even lean J.J. McCarthy at 3 if Daniels is there. The more
I'd low-key consider the same.
But we don't have to worry about it. It's Drake May. If this happens, it's Drake May for sure.
No, it's 100% May.
I don't know if they would take J.J. They might. I don't know.
And I think if May said you take May at 3, he's probably not going to start right away, which is going to be very beneficial because there are some issues to work out with May. And that's something that, I used to have May as my QB1, and as draft season's gone on and I've watched, his receivers, I've watched Caleb's receivers, I've watched how they handle different defenses. May definitely has some issues that, maybe I was underrating at first, like his footwork specifically, that definitely needs some work. And I would say Jacoby Brissett is definitely a good mentor for him in that realm. I think Jacoby Brissett is fine mechanically and can teach Drake a thing or two. And then also, I mean, it's a new coaching staff, so I can't say for sure they would be fantastic for Drake, but I would like to imagine that they're at least competent. And if you can work out that footwork, I think Drake May can be a superstar.
Yeah, I think May would get crucified with what the Patriots have to work.
But again, I don't think he starts right away.
Me and Patrick are way too on the same page here. Because, that's been my whole thing is at this point you take anybody because your roster is the worst in football.
Yeah. So I look at it like this, right? I don't know if we're including trades in this. If you are,
we are.
Really trade back. Oh, I think trading back you have to, especially if Drake May's there. There's other teams that will give up a king's ransom because there's other teams that really like Drake May to that extent, right? But if you are in a position where you're absolutely staying at 3, you're taking the generational receiver. In my mind, that's really how I look at it. And I think me and Geek are on the same page with what the Cardinals are going to do.
But unfortunately, yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with Jacoby Brissett just being this bridge starter for a year, and then you address quarterback later on. Because the fact is, you draft a rookie quarterback right now, whether it's Drake May or whatever quarterback you love, they are dying. They are getting crucified. They are not going to be able to last. You look at that receiver core, it's a ridiculously weak unit. They have so many holes to address. I think trading back would be the best option, but at least a receiver is a building block that could help a young quarterback down the line.
It's the argument I've made where taking a quarterback here, you are setting them up to fail the same way as the Jets did Zach Wilson and the Bears did Justin Fields. Give them nothing and watch them fail.
but Zach Wilson and Justin Fields were not nearly as good in the pocket or in terms of processing or in terms
And
of just
it
overall
doesn't
instincts
matter
as a
because
quarterback.
if you don't
Yes,
give
it
a
does.
quarterback any pieces, they will fail. That is a guarantee.
Okay, guess what? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other draft picks to use that or to address their needs on. It's one of the deepest receiver classes in NFL history. They already have a couple competent playmakers that I think you guys are underrating a little bit, like Pop Douglas. There's a really good tackle class. You can go out and add some offensive line talent. And I don't think Drake May starts for the majority of the year if the Patriots go out and draft him. I think you sit him, you retool, you maybe let him play the last couple games when you're 100% out of the playoffs just to get him the reps. You go into next offseason with a high draft pick, draft the offensive help that you need, knowing you have a quarterback in your back pocket.
I think part of the difference too is I don't have a problem with May necessarily, but I don't love May to this extent where I feel like we need to draft him at 3 because he's absolutely
And that's the
gonna be our
disconnect.
future.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I just don't think that.
And that's why I
Going
was getting angry
quarterback
with
for-
Geek.
But I just don't think going quarterback first is the correct way to build your roster because it never works. Trevor Lawrence was a better prospect than Drake May has ever dreamed of being, and Trevor Lawrence almost failed because of how bad the Jaguars were. This Patriots
How bad
roster
Urban
is
Meyer
worse.
was.
No,
How
it's
bad
because of how
Urban
bad
Meyer
the
was.
entire team was. It's not just Urban Meyer. And, well, it's how bad Urban Meyer was. Have any of the Patriots coaches been a head coach before? Nope. Is the offensive coordinator any good? Who knows? Stop acting like it's a guarantee that he's better than Urban Meyer, because it's not.
So hold on, you brought up a point with the offensive coordinator, and this is kind of a niche thing. I think, listen, the Patriots, I don't know how much it matters that they could be competitive now, but I do think they could do a little bit with Jacoby Brissett starting the entire season, especially if you have Marvin Harrison on that roster for him to throw the ball to, because Jacoby Brissett has success with the offensive coordinator who was with Jacoby Brissett when he had a decently impressive season in Cleveland, stepping in for Deshaun Watson, or he who shall not be named in this podcast. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that name on the show.
I mean, at the end of the day, this just comes down to completely differing beliefs on how to build a football team.
100%.
And that's okay.
Yep. Yep.
And there's
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah. Put the Geek and Patrick combo up at 4 with the easiest pick of the draft. Well, not
Yeah.
Without it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Best prospect in the entire class.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And he went 4.
Mhm.
Because there were 3 quarterbacks that play quarterback, and that's really the main reason that they went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculously good prospect. There's no doubts about that. But now, pick number 5. I mean,
Right. So the way this board has fallen, this is where the draft starts.
Kind of, yeah.
Because this is like the first pick where there's actually a conversation to be had. What are you thinking, Jake? Because I'm really curious.
I am thinking Malik Neighbors.
See, I'm thinking of Dunze. So we're both thinking receiver.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
But I think it's just a difference in which one. I assume it's who we think is receiver
to
too.
be completely honest, I don't know what they're thinking, but I almost guarantee the other guy goes this next pick. So
Yeah.
I would be down for Odunze.
Okay. Because I just think Odunze is the better receiver. I think you give Justin Herbert like a legit number 1 X receiver that he just hasn't had in his career. Like, yeah, he had Mike Williams, but Mike Williams is not a number 1 receiver. He's okay number 2. So you go out, you get Rome, who I think is one of the safer prospects in this class, is awesome downfield, is I think going to translate to be incredible. And he now actually has a wide receiver, which is a really good thing to have. Now, I would say if maybe this is a little bit lower, I would think Bowers would probably be the move for them, just because I feel like
I don't know if Bowers is the 5th overall pick here.
That's what I'm saying. If they were to trade down, or if their pick was lower than 5, I'm saying I think they would prefer to have Bowers over one of these receivers. But
yeah. No,
I think Rome's the better pick.
I think this is Odunze.
I think I'd go
personally.
I think I'd go Bowers, but that's just because he's the 2nd or 3rd best prospect in this class. And Odunze's a receiver, but Bowers might just be a better receiver than Odunze while also being able to do other things.
I don't quite agree with that.
But that's just me.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
There is no world, or I don't want to say no world, but I want to say 9 out of 10 universes, they don't take Bowers just because tight end.
Sure.
which
No,
is
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I really like looking at the draft from this perspective because I don't do it often by myself.
Mhm.
And having the freedom to go with like a Bowers at 5, something that I don't think an NFL team would do, but I absolutely love the idea of that move.
Mhm.
I mean, if it's me, I'm doing that because I think Bowers is really that good. I do.
And
But again, it's your pick.
Yeah.
I think you really can't miss here.
Oh, absolutely.
Ridiculously good wide receiver.
Mhm.
Other ridiculously good wide receiver who's ridiculously good at different stuff, but still insanely good. And then you have the best tight end prospect I've ever watched, by far, really.
This guy didn't watch Mike Ditka.
No, my bad, guys. And then, even if you want to go Joel, right?
Yeah.
Generational tackle.
I was thinking about
that label. I don't think
I was thinking alt too, but I don't want to kick alt to the right side
fair.
because it's I don't want to take a generational tackle and say, hey, everything you're really good at, mirror it, because that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
And
I think that's
it's not like you're benching or moving Rashawn Slater. So
I also
I
think the Chargers are a huge trade down candidate in this exact spot.
I think they are too. I could see it.
On how far? It depends on how far.
I mean, I think Minnesota could.
I was
going to
say I know the
for
team,
them.
but I just wasn't going to try to deal with these two idiots. So
yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking in the back of my mind too. I was like, is he going to try it? Because I would have been cool with it, but
because I think this is a spot where Minnesota goes, hey, we got some picks. You guys need some help.
Yeah.
Because especially just the thought for the Chargers would then be, well, if Minnesota comes up, the odds of one of Neighbors, Odunze, or Bowers being there at 11 is pretty high.
Yeah.
And then we get the 23rd pick to do something else also because we still need a lot of pieces.
Yeah,
that's where you get your right tackle.
They can't pay for pieces in free agency because they're in cap hell.
Right.
Yeah.
So in real life, if the board fell this exact way, I would kind of expect Minnesota to be there quickly.
Yeah.
Personally, I have Minnesota already having their quarterback at this point, but
you think Sam Darnold is the quarterback of the future?
No, I'm saying I have them trading up with the Patriots.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Take Jaden Daniels, I agree.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I had Daniels going too, so no.
No, the Vikings
so
didn't
take
invite
JJ at 3. Okay.
The Vikings
No.
didn't invite Jaden Daniels for a workout. The Vikings don't like him.
Yeah, that
'Cause he
doesn't
doesn't-
Smoke
that doesn't
screen.
surprise me at all. No.
No, he doesn't fit Kevin O'Connell's
He
scheme. The
doesn't.
Vikings want
Exactly.
Drake May or
Exactly.
JJ McCarthy, and that's it.
And they're going to get
And if
JJ.
they don't get
Anyway,
either
Who
one,
are
they're
the
not taking a
Chargers
QB.
taking? Who do you have them taking?
Michael Penix. Welcome to the Vikings.
No.
Who do you have the Chargers taking?
Odunze, right?
Yeah, we said Odunze.
Okay.
Oh, Odunze? Okay. So
I just
that
wanted to
we're
make
taking-
sure.
We're taking
Neighbors.
Chargers for the Giants, by the way?
Giants.
100%?
Who? Neighbors?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
By the way, really
Told you.
happy again that it's us because I think the Giants are taking JJ here, and I think it's going to be really stupid.
I don't. For the same reason as the Patriots, I don't think they take a quarterback. Well, that and they're locked
Well,
into Daniel Jones for another year after this.
Quarterback. I don't think they should take another quarterback, but I think they will.
I also just
Because
they're
it
locked
gives
into
Dable
Daniel
time.
Jones.
It gives Dable time.
Yeah.
Because then you're able to say, oh, we have a young quarterback that we're developing. You can't fire me because then you have to look for a head coach that likes the young quarterback that we just drafted. Like,
Yeah.
it just buys him time.
I don't know if he needs time because I think if Daniel Jones stays healthy, I'm not saying Daniel Jones is good. I'm just saying Dable as a coach already carried Daniel Jones to the playoffs once. If he just makes
If
the
it
playoffs
doesn't-
again, he's not getting fired. Or if he's
If it
just
doesn't
in the
buy-
race.
If it doesn't buy Dable time, it definitely buys Joe Shane a little bit of
Yeah.
time.
That's fair.
And that might be the key.
That's fair.
But either way, Malik Neighbors to the Giants, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Giving Dable a receiver like that, I'm really excited to see what happens there. Because
Yeah.
look at what they've been trying to do with Paris Campbell, right? With the repeated screens that just get tackled behind the line of scrimmage every play. Now imagine that with Malik Neighbors, right? Imagine like legitimate yak threat doing that.
Mhm.
Seems really nice. Really nice. So I would be a big fan of them going with Neighbors. I hope that's what they actually do. But
Yeah.
Okay.
anyway, this is the easiest pick.
Yeah, Jake, we're in agreement. You sprint this one up to the podium. Titans' offensive line is horseshit, to be respectful. And you get, like Patrick already said, a generational tackle prospect at 7. I mean, that's a massive win. I just wish we could have seen King Henry run behind Joe Alt. But we get Tyjae Spears, so it's okay. And we don't talk about that other running back on that team.
Yeah, dude, I don't know why they did that.
We don't talk about it.
I want to take back the generational label for Alt, but I think he is a very, very good tackle.
I'm leaving the generational label on.
I'd leave it also, but
we disagree here. I think he's a very, very good tackle. I wouldn't say quite generational, but I think he's very, very good.
The term generational is so fucking overused anyway, so like I can't get mad at that.
Yeah.
But I like to be dramatic because it adds to content. Therefore, generational.
Okay, sure.
So for the Falcons, now me and you have to have a talk, Patrick.
Sure, go right ahead.
And it's only because I don't trust the other two because they get 2 picks before the Vikings do, and I know they'll do some fuckery.
Uh-huh.
So thoughts on having the Vikings trade up here?
So I'm trying to look at it from the Falcons' perspective because I already know you're looking at it from the Vikings' perspective.
100% for sure.
So if I'm the Falcons, I'm looking at a specific player, and I look at the teams that would be taking up the picks in between this pick and my next pick. The Chicago Bears, who I think they might like the Falcons. We know who they want. They want Dallas Turner, right?
Yeah.
That's the type of guy they want.
The Bears had him in for an interview and really liked him.
Okay, and they need an edge, so it's possible. But at the same time, I look at it from a schematic perspective. I mean, I don't think he's really the type of edge that they like. I don't think a 4-3 end. I think if they go with a 4-3 edge in this class, they're going with the better guy.
Latu?
No.
He likes verse.
Oh, you're a verse guy.
I love
Okay.
verse. I'm a big verse guy. But I don't think he's exactly what the Falcons are looking for.
Sure.
I think a big part of that is scheme. And I think for the Falcons scheme, the best edge on the board is
For sure.
Turner. And I just look. The only thing that makes me a little bit hesitant is the Jets have an addiction to edge depth.
Right.
But they did get their little hit of Hassan Reddick.
Right.
So hopefully,
1 year deal.
Right.
Yeah, that's a little bit of my concern. But if they're rational, if they're a rational football team, which they're the Jets, so they're not.
Valid.
They would look at that and be like, you know what? We're fine. If we want to get an edge later on, we'll get an edge later on. But we don't need to take the 10th pick
Right.
to draft one. So, yeah, I do that trade because I think I could still get the guy. If I'm the Falcons, I could still get the guy that I like at 11.
Right. So I'm going to go.
That's why I'm saying I would have the Vikings make this trade, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, details actually count now because we're doing 2 rounds.
So I think what Minnesota would try to do to make this work, and I don't know if I think this goes the Lions when they traded up with the Vikings a couple years ago. It's a similar thing. So 11 and 23 for 8 and 43. So the Falcons get to move up 20 spots.
8 and 43.
If it doesn't go through, the Vikings will throw in something extra for whatever in a future
it didn't
round.
go through for
Trade
me.
has been rejected.
I'm going to add
I'm just gonna throw in a bunch of
129.
2025 picks.
What?
I mean, I was just going to throw in a bunch of 2025 picks to.
Yeah.
Because
I
it would be
normally
some
look at a
late
trade-
round or next year
I normally
sweetener.
look at like a draft trade value chart when I'm doing
That
this
might-
trade because I'm over analytical. But if we
Fair.
do that, we're gonna spend way more time
Yeah, no.
staring at numbers. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's-
I'm good on that.
so
but
yeah, I'll
Oh, so we don't even have to mess with the draft order now because Geek traded up.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I guess you guys can just pick for Atlanta at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Cool. So yeah, the Vikings are gonna go McCarthy. The only reason they're moving up is they.
What's that? Knicks?
No.
He said Knicks. I heard it.
He said Nick.
Stop. No, I didn't. There's literally
Nick.
video evidence.
Oh, Nick.
I know you two are dumb, but stop. Good God.
We just want your franchise to fail horribly.
I know.
Real.
it's rude because I don't do this shit when I have to pick for your franchises. So stop it. Be real. But yeah, JJ McCarthy fits the Vikings scheme incredibly. He can sit behind Sam Darnold for an entire year if needed, or if Sam Darnold sucks, he can come in whenever. I think the Vikings are either the best or the second best situation for a quarterback in this draft class to go to. The Bears are up there also. Either way, you want to go to one of those teams where you've got weapons, you've got pieces, and you've got good coaching. And so JJ McCarthy is also the youngest quarterback in this class, so that's great. So if you do sit him for a year, you're not losing much.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
It's a
So
good pick.
now time for the other NFC North team to.
Yeah.
Miller, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and get in your head here. I think I know.
Okay,
You
I'm
want-
interested because I don't think we're on the same
There's a lot
page.
of approaches to this pick. So
Okay, well,
this is
my initial thought is Latu.
As much as I'd like Latu, I think this is a good trade down spot with the top 3 receivers off the board.
Fine, you're right, Austin Booker.
You say that like I'd be against it. But no, I think I'm noticing a little tandem here at 12 and 13 of teams that are desperate for quarterback play.
But we don't
And I've
control
noticed
12, so.
I know, but my point is I'm noticing that the team we do control is behind a division rival who needs a quarterback and could
This is true.
potentially jump them.
This is true.
So and I know Geek doesn't like the guy that I like here, but I think
Ring,
Just-
ring, it's Tom Telesco.
oh yeah, he's with the Raiders now. I
Yeah.
forgot he was with the Raiders now. It took me a second. I was like, Chargers already. I was gonna say the Chargers already picked. No, but yeah, like I think maybe this is. I will say I think this is a little high to take the guy I'm thinking of for this team. But the fact that you're jumping a division rival who would I think be the perfect spot for him and probably would love to have him makes it worth jumping up a little bit because I don't think any of the other quarterbacks that you can take in the first 2 rounds are worth anything. And if the Raiders leave this 2-round mock without a quarterback, I think that's a shortcoming.
So here's where I'm gonna play.
The Broncos offer 4 first-round picks and Patty Surtain, though, because they're stupid as fuck.
This is where I'm gonna play the semantic game because of course I am. This is what I'm.
Yeah.
Are we role playing as the like head coach of this team? So like including situation or whatever, or is it just betterment of the team overall? Because here's how I'm thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Pierce, I don't want to say he's going into his head coaching career or head coaching tenure on a hot seat.
Uh-huh.
It's not like his job's safe. He has to prove something, right? Or is it just betterment of the team overall?
You know what,
How am I approaching this?
Patrick? Now that you're talking, you've reminded me of something that happened last night, and I kind of want to go wild. I kind of want the Colts to trade up here,
Ooh.
specifically to jump the Jets.
Oh, wow. You son of a bitch.
Okay.
Is
I
this in
don't know
your
where your head's
control?
at.
Yeah, culture in your
Yeah.
control.
This is our control.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine. We can do
Yeah.
this, I guess.
So
I mean, I
we're
don't-
gonna have the Colts send 15, 46, and whatever else it takes to get 9.
15, 46. I'm going to throw in future sweetener just so I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
And-
15 and 46 would be enough for the trade back here.
Are we on the same page about this?
Are we?
I
'Cause
don't know what you're thinking.
I want to hear what you're thinking.
Oh my god.
I'm thinking Olu, probably.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Me and Patrick had a conversation about this last night.
We did.
Oh, you
The
want Brock?
Yes, the Colts do not have an offensive playmaker that
This is
makes
fair.
other GMs or other teams
fine.
frightened.
I find this so funny
this is
because
fine.
he was the guy saying that Richardson does that.
No, I think Anthony Richardson is that, but I'm saying outside of Richardson, like in terms of their pass catchers.
But Mo Alley Cox. What are we doing? We
Mo
can't
Alley-
replace
he's
Mo
a tight
Alley
end.
Cox.
Jelani Woods is gonna be the one that remains like with a role on this team.
Hmm.
Also,
As
I
opposed to
see
Bilal.
Miller giving
He's
up on
saying-
Josh Downs really fast. That's great.
No,
that's
Josh
not what
Downs is just a 2. He's not a 1. He's not like some. Josh Downs is great, but if you can press him, you're taking him out of the game. So you need somebody that can do more than just get a free release and play good football.
His point, right?
No, I get
is
it.
Now you have the schematic versatility to run 12.
Yeah.
If you choose to with Jelani Woods, Mo Alley Cox, or whoever they want to have out there with Bowers.
Yeah,
Bingo.
I'm cool with Brock here.
That, along with having a nice trio of receivers who are all capable, but now you have someone that like really intimidates the opposing team. It doesn't mean take Downs off of the field all the time.
Right.
Have a role. It's just not going to be this ginormous every down player. But I
Yeah.
also think it will take reps away from Alec Pierce. But Alec Pierce will still have a role. It'll take
Mhm.
reps away from maybe Pittman a little bit.
It should, because Pittman's not that good.
Dude, he'd just be Kyle Pitts for them, but like actually get targets.
Yeah.
He'd play the same way Pitts did in Atlanta, just getting the ball.
Bowers is much better than Pitts.
Right, but my point is, like, they split him out wide as their X. They
Yeah.
play him at tight end. They'll play him at like an H back. They'll play him in the slot. They do all sorts of crazy stuff with Pitts in terms of where they line him up on the field. And Bowers, like Patrick said, is a better prospect than Pitts and is more capable of doing that kind of stuff.
So what
So yeah, I'm
the
with Brock
heck
here.
do you want to do for the Jets now?
What do we want to do?
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
I would
Is
have
it?
done the same thing even with Bowers was on the board because here's the thing in real life, right? In real life, you have to keep in mind Tyron Smith cannot stay healthy. Tyron Smith is a great player when he's healthy, but it doesn't matter if he's injured the entire season. What killed the Jets last year? Aaron Rodgers getting hurt. How do you prevent Aaron Rodgers from getting hurt? How do you do that, Geek?
Having good O linemen on the bench.
Well,
I guess.
on the bench for 4 games.
Unless-
and then Tyron Smith
Okay,
goes down.
Tyron Smith could just do what he did a year ago. Not last year, but the year
So
before,
what I'm hearing is
2022.
what I'm hearing is worst case scenario. You have 2 offensive tackles on a 1-year deal, and then you just have the guy step in later on. Is that
Yeah.
what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Oh man,
See, I'm just
awful.
I'm still stuck in the logic of what would the Jets do, and they signed a tackle. They're not drafting one. But
May I throw a wrench?
That would be stupid for them to not.
have
do
you
that.
met the
That would be-
Jets?
But it's us. That's what you're
Good thing we're not doing
Right.
predictive.
I know.
Right,
I'm just my
exactly.
brain is
They
always
don't
stuck
know.
in what will the team do.
If it's Joe Douglas,
That's 'cause you're
taking
dumb.
Chop Robinson here.
No, because that's how mock drafts normally go.
Yeah, exactly. But because it's not the Jets,
Ugh.
we have the
Right.
ability to actually use our brain.
But I don't
I would
want
like to make a point that might help Geek here a little bit.
Sure.
So you look at the additions that the Jets made offensively, especially on the offensive line. What do they all have in common?
Old.
Not only old, but what are they best at?
They're
Getting hurt.
They're best at getting hurt. That's true.
Best at
They're
being
run
older.
blockers.
Yeah,
They're really good run blocking offensive linemen.
I mean,
Right. No, Olu is not a good run blocker.
Yes.
Like, I'm just trying to say, the Jets look like they're building their offense to be a little more run heavy to take some of the stress off of Rodgers. And I think taking Olu to add to that offensive line wouldn't make a lot of sense. You guys do what you're doing. I just wanted to get that in there because I like to add commentary.
I think that's a fair point. That is.
Yeah.
Olu's best trait isn't his run blocking, but it's not like, oh, we're running a run play. We got to take Olu off the field. He's not that bad.
Well, no, he's not horrendous, but you know me. I don't want a passive offensive lineman.
I wouldn't say he's passive.
He borders on
He
passive,
just
dude.
doesn't have the leg drive that some of these other guys do. Fine.
Which is crazy because his legs are the strongest part of his body.
So what I'm hearing is he has the upside to become a great run blocker.
Yeah, but you can't rely on upside with Rodgers at quarterback because he's going to die next year.
He's gonna die next year.
Take Olu, man.
Make a tackle.
Just take
yeah, we don't need to argue so
I
long
mean,
about every pick. We gotta
Yeah,
go.
you guys,
Olu.
like I said, you
Like
guys
an
take what you want.
contract, and
Just go
we already
Olu.
have-
All
It's
right.
fine.
Okay.
Because
So
none
then
of
here-
the things I want to do here make sense at the pick we're at anyways. So Olu makes
Okay.
more sense.
Patrick set us up perfectly.
Dallas
He already
Turner.
put out, yeah, Dallas Turner's the pick here at 11. Bronco time. Geek, don't be mean.
What do you mean don't be mean?
Because you
Do
don't
what's
like
right.
the Broncos.
Do
Do what's right.
Do what's right.
Do what's right. Yeah, them taking a bad quarterback. They're taking Bo
Well, then
Nix.
it's us.
I'm not saying you have to take Bo Nix. I'm saying don't just be.
If I wanted to be mean, I would be pounding the table for Michael Penix. But
I say it's us. We admit that we should punt on this year.
see, even then though, I get punting. I really do. But I also, even just being me, I know the Drake May argument makes this more interesting, but the Broncos have okay receivers. They have some pieces. They're more of a running team right now anyways.
So
A quarterback makes sense.
If you want to take Nix, trade back and take Nix.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Hey, what have me and Miller been talking about when we take a 13?
Keep in mind, too.
Yeah, but the Raiders that's the other thing that's here though is
if the Raiders will take him, throw in Gardner Minshew in a trade package. I'll take that. Let's do a QB swap then.
No, the Raiders just get the next pick. So if we trade back, Nix is gone anyways. That's the thing.
And I get that. So
who do you think the Broncos should go with here?
So let's see. Who are the best players on the board right here, and what are the Broncos' biggest weaknesses?
Dude, I know what I would do.
You would take Nix?
No, this is Johnny Newton.
Huh?
I don't think
like
so.
Johnny Newton that much at all.
I like Johnny Newton, but for this team, I don't think all of their investment on defense is into their defensive line already.
You know what I think would be a crazy pull for the Broncos?
I think a corner would be where they go defensively first.
Corners available.
Oh, there's every corner available.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm saying just this corner class is amazing. So,
actually, losing Simmons, Cooper DeJean would be the guy I'd be thinking about.
That's what I was alluding to.
He's my top corner. Who is there? Hold on. I need to get an understanding of...
Who is there what? I got their depth chart pulled up.
No, I was going to go with some coaching stuff.
Oh, okay.
Vance Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all thought he would get fired, but he didn't.
Yeah, and he didn't. And because I think Cooper DeJean's a good fit.
Okay.
I think DeJean fits that great.
Okay.
So there you go.
Where's blood?
All right. Miller, are we still thinking what we're going to do at 9?
I don't know, because I'm not going to lie. When I wanted to do this with the Raiders, I low-key forgot they had Minshew.
By the way, I just want to say...
then I have another suggestion.
I don't know if anyone else agrees with me on this, but I think DeJean is like a top 7 player in the class, so I love that.
I've got DeJean at 7, literally, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big... we acknowledge the Broncos aren't going to be good if they do that this year.
Right.
But, I mean, you take the QB next year when you have a top 5 pick.
I just think that
DeJean in mid-round 1, you are gonna be disappointed.
See, Vance Joseph makes it make sense to a degree. I think a lot of situations DeJean scares me because somebody's gonna try to make him a true outside corner and he can't do it. His hips are bad.
He can.
So, if you try to make him your corner 1, you're so screwed.
If you use him like a Brian Branch,
right? Then he'll be awesome.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Having Vance Joseph makes that okay. There are a few teams where it's like, I don't want him there.
he goes to KC. I love Steve Spagnuolo, but he isn't a scheme fit there.
Yeah,
right.
Probably change a lot of what they do if they had a Cooper DeJean, but
for sure.
Yeah.
But... All right, Jake, what are we thinking?
I'll tell you what I'm thinking currently.
I want to hear it. Yeah.
Troy Fontana.
Fotanu?
Yeah, whatever. How you pronounce it.
I wouldn't take Fotanu here. I would, if we're going tackle, I'd take Latham. I like Latham a lot more, and I think he fits better as the right tackle.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like that a lot.
So Latham?
Yeah. Casey Latham. He's my OT3, I believe. Yeah. No, OT2. That's right. I did put him as my OT2.
Ahead of Olu.
Yeah.
That's wild. But all right.
I mean, they have the same grade. It's literally
I get it. Just understanding what Miller looks for.
Yeah. So
yeah.
real quick, Patrick, which tackle you like best here? Because I don't care. They're taking a tackle.
I know what tackle I like most, but I think if they try and do it, it's gonna be a really stupid decision because it's almost like you're redoing the Trevor Penning experiment.
Okay, so which tackle should they take?
Who do you think is like Trevor Penning?
Well, I think because of how raw he is, it's like Trevor Penning.
Okay, who is it? I want to know.
Marius.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I'd rather, if I'm the Saints, and it feels weird because the Saints are this team that kind of need these stars to really break out for them. So you want to hear something interesting? I get take a tackle. I completely get that. But again, we're not playing the role of Dennis Allen here. We're playing the role of what is best for the team.
They don't have a tackle on the roster who's better at football than me.
So what? Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go the take a tackle route, I think Fotanu's the pick here.
So I'm gonna explain my logic right now.
Oh no!
Very deep tackle class.
This
is a team that has no playmakers. I mean, I like Olave.
I was gonna say they have Olave
at wide receiver right now.
Playmaker, but because Derek Carr exists, you need more than just one guy.
Sure.
It's also a very deep receiver class, though.
Yeah, there's the same argument. They don't have a tackle on the roster.
Yeah.
I'm not saying receiver.
Okay.
Bauer is still on the board.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He went to the Colts. Thank you for reminding me.
I was like, what? No.
Oh my God, I forgot he went there. Okay.
I was so lost. I'm like, dude, there's nobody. What are we taking, Brian Thomas?
This is why we have you having the mock draft simulator pulled up on your phone.
I just wasn't.
And you still forgot. That's just blatant ignorance.
You are.
No, okay,
Ben
that's
said
the
you
most
are.
Saints thing of all time. They definitely run the Brock Bowers card up to the
And then
fucking
they
podium.
automatically shifted to fuck. Who's the best LSU player?
Yeah.
Well, no, so
Brian Thomas. Welcome to the Saints.
Go receiver, or not receiver. Let's go offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Although I could see them going BTJ, and that I would find that hysterical. But
I think it would be great. I like BTJ.
I like BTJ, but I don't know. I don't think he makes a ton of
Amari
sense.
is my next best guy. But just because the Saints and where they are as a team, I think I would go with either Bouanga or Fotanu. Like those are
I think may I add some input here?
Add a wrinkle.
Help you out a little bit. Yeah. I think Fotanu would be the better pick because you need a sure thing at tackle, and I think out of the tackles on the board, Fotanu's the most likely to be a sure thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't have as much upside as the other two guys, but he's going to be a really good starter day one. And even if he's never like an all-pro, he's going to be good enough to where you're comfortable with him as your left tackle for the next decade.
And right now, they just need good enough.
Right, exactly. And he's better than good enough.
Right.
I also
But-
look at it. I want someone that could really elevate this team with this pick. I do. And I like Fotanu, especially as a guard. I think he has like all pro potential. As a tackle, I think he'll be good. I think I have Fouanga as my fourth best tackle.
I mean, yeah.
Class. So
Do you think Fouanga can play left tackle though? Because I think I'd rather kick Fouanga into guard than play him at left tackle.
Yeah, because your hope would be that
Fouanga's a better guard too, but I think he's a better tackle.
Right. But I'm just saying, like,
but left
okay, here's
tackle and
my
right tackle are different, and your hope is that Ramczyk can come back. So you're wanting Fautano to be your left tackle because Penning is worse than just having nobody.
I get that. I absolutely do. Goddamn.
So I think
Do you want to
Fautano's
replace
the
Penning or do you
answer
want to
there.
replace Ramczyk?
Well,
Right now it's Penning.
I would rather bank on Ramczyk coming back.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
The Saints need the football gods to throw him a bone.
Yeah.
I'm cool if they never get
In
thrown a bone.
worst case, I would feel much better about the Saints walking out with Fotanu at left tackle and saying, "Fuck it, maybe Penning can play right tackle because he can't play left tackle. Let's see if he can do something else.
Yeah.
If he can't, then you can officially just write that off."
Sure. Yeah, I think Fautanu.
I really think you want to. Okay, if you want to go for
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you guys did that because I kind of already put the pick in.
Yeah, so did I. That's the other reason I was fighting for it, is I clicked it already. I thought we had agreed, and then we hadn't.
All right, now do we take Latu? Miller?
No. The Bears want to trade back again.
I still don't think Latu would be the best like Bears fit.
I know, and I agree with that to a certain extent. The more I think about it,
And I also just like Verse more.
see, I don't.
Well, I don't,
think I
but-
have Latu as a blue chip prospect. Like I think Latu's incredible.
Verse is not anywhere near him.
I know you don't like that at all. I fucking love Latu.
No,
Um,
I like Latu.
no, but I'm just saying I'm a lot higher than Latu than everybody here. I'm fully aware of that, and I'm okay with that. Geek, do you think Latu's a blue chip prospect?
Yeah.
Okay, well then Geek knows ball.
See, but normally
I'm
me and
glad
you
I'm not
really
alone.
agree on edge rushers. That's just kind of what we do.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I think Verse is a blue chip, but I'm insane.
I think Verse. Okay, look. If I look at my draft board right now,
think
Verse
Verse
is
is a
the
blue
first
chip.
guy out of blue chip for me. He's my edge too.
And Verse, I think, is definitely the best like schematic.
And that's why I'm hesitating a little bit because that's what I'm looking at. Like it's edge here for me. It's edge.
Mhm.
It's 100% edge, and it's a matter of, do you want to try to make Latu work? Because I think Latu can do it personally, but I do think Verse works better as a hand in the dirt edge.
Yeah.
Which is the conflict here, right? And I think too, you look at Eberflus, his big things are it's height, length, and speed are his big three when it comes to edge rushers. And Verse is bigger, he's longer, he's not quicker, but the other two matter a little bit more when you're putting him opposite Montez Sweat. And also, you think about the run defense potential with Verse and Sweat as your two edge rushers. Nobody's running the ball to the outside on that football team.
And that's the thing.
It's just not happening.
I look at it like this. I think Eberflus is one of those guys who are more the guys in the box. They're responsible for the run,
hmm
and then the way we're going to stop the pass isn't going to be because of our pass rush. We're going to have a capable pass rush, but we're going to stop the pass because our DBs lock up every receiver.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Eberflus he's an old school cover two or old school Tampa 2 type of guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to force turnovers to get the ball or do end drives. He doesn't. Yeah. So no, I think Verse is the better fit. But then part of me too is like wide receiver, But no, I'm gonna say Verse. I'm gonna say Verse is the pick here.
there you go.
I think that's the right call. I'm pissed that, again, the competitive aspect of this, I'm pissed he got him, but
See, we've been calling it competitive and then immediately all helping each other with what we think should happen at
Yeah.
every pick. So, I don't know.
Yeah, every pick's taking 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fly through the second.
Yeah, we're gonna
round
have to
is what's
start
gonna happen
cooking.
here. It's like real life. You take forever on the first round, and then the second round is just,
Kinda, yeah.
and it gets quicker every round. That's how it works. We're going all the way to 7, baby.
so now Seattle.
JPJ.
interior line. Yep, JPJ.
Okay.
Me and Miller talked about this on the pod.
hmm
It's kind of like undeniable. Right now,
Um,
depth chart on ESPN, it just doesn't say their left guard.
Yeah, they just don't have a left guard.
No, it just doesn't have the right guard
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Like, it only says they have 10 starters.
Yeah.
You guys know who their starter would be if it was listed?
Me?
Tremaine Ankrum.
Oh, yeah. What a stud.
Nice. I
He's
mean,
also-
with that name,
Tremaine
he's probably the
Ingram
best lineman on
Jr.
their team.
He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
junior, so not even the original.
I thought you were talking about the original, the one and only.
Right, exactly. My bad.
For sure. I
I goofed up here.
golly.
Yeah, so what the fuck do the Jaguars do?
Ooh,
I actually have a good idea of what I want.
No,
to take.
me and Jackson had this conversation last night, so I know what the fuck the Jaguars do. But Jake, what do you think?
AD Mitchell.
That is not the route I would go, but I like where your head's at.
That's interesting.
It's just, for me personally, they have so much money wrapped up in receiver that I find it hard to take a receiver when you have such a glaring hole opposite Tyson Campbell at corner.
That's fair.
You have a corner, a singular corner.
In a 3 cornerback league.
Yes.
I'm
So-
thinking, Mr.
Mhm.
Fun name then.
What?
Fun name guy is cool.
Kool-Aid's your guy here?
Him or Quinion.
See, I would
Okay.
lean Quinion. I don't. I'm a Quinion Mitchell guy personally.
Quinion's good. Quinion's fine.
Let him do
This is
Hold on.
I think like scheme. I kind of
No,
wouldn't
just
go-
Yeah, you're right, because it's
No,
fucking
just
Gus Bradley.
let him take Quinion.
Or
I
not
already
Gus
pushed-
Bradley. Not Gus Bradley. No, I'm sorry. Gus Bradley's the other AFC South team.
It's Ryan
No.
Nielsen.
Yeah.
I already clicked.
Was Gus Bradley with the Jaguars at one point?
Yeah, he was the head coach.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Quinion can be.
So who did
Yeah.
you go with, Jake?
Quinion.
Nice.
Okay.
He can play, man. Like he showed the ability.
Yeah.
He's more of a zone guy. I was also hoping that you would take a certain guy because I accidentally picked him for the Colts, and that's why I made the Brock Bowers mistake.
Who was it?
I was thinking Terry and Arnold.
Oh no, I don't love Terry and Arnold as much.
Really?
Yeah,
I just think
no.
he's a.
Not,
Okay.
CB.
Let me.
He's not
let me
even the best
rephrase
corner
that.
from his school.
Terry and Arnold's still my CB4,
I think
but
I
I just see him as a slot guy, and I think they need a boundary corner.
I like all of the top 5 guys at corner in this
Who's your top 5 then?
in no order.
Uh-huh.
Gene, Quinion
Mhm.
Mitchell, Kool-Aid, Nate Wiggins, and who's the one? Terry and Arnold.
See, I don't even have Wiggins as a top 5 corner.
Yeah, I know some people really hate him, but
I don't hate him. I just really like Ennis Rakestraw.
That
I
is
wasn't a
not
big fan.
who I thought you were going to say.
I was not a big fan of him. So with me, I just look at it. You look at like some of the receivers that are dominating the league. These shorter, less big
Mhm.
guys. The corners have to replicate that.
You know, I get the Wiggins hype. I absolutely do. I still have a first round grade on him. Like I think Wiggins is going to be good. It's just I see stuff in the other guys I like a little bit more.
Anyway, now we have the Bengals, right? And so I think what can realistically happen here is also a very good outcome for them. I think Fuanga, again, as a guard, I like it. And I also think he fits their what they look for in a lineman.
Well, no, because he's good.
Well, not
True.
only because he's good, but because
Yeah,
he's
that's
a
why he
big-
doesn't fit.
Like these,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
He can't go there.
He
He's
wouldn't-
good.
Yeah.
They don't take
Oh,
good
okay.
offensive linemen.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
saying because they're like really big guys, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
move-
Yeah.
Also, the good thing with Fuanga is you start him at guard for a year, and then once either Orlando Brown or Trent Brown or both suck, you could bump him out to tackle. That's the thing
Yeah.
I really like there. But I've heard people say maybe they're where the first defensive tackle will go off the board.
I
I-
like their DT
they
room
just
personally. I
signed
like
Sheldon
Rankins
Rankins,
and Hill.
and BJ Hill's
Yeah.
been there and awesome forever.
They're
And
saying that Byron Murphy might be more of like
A 3-4 end.
more of like a gap shooter.
but
Like they're saying that'll add a new dimension to how that defensive play. But
Okay, I see what you mean. It's just a different type of guy. I get what you mean. A different archetype.
Anarumo likes those type of guys.
I don't either. Yeah, he wants big boys. He wants
Yeah.
space eaters at DT. He doesn't want flashy
That's
guys.
how I feel. That's exactly
Yeah.
how I feel. And
yeah.
that's why I think Fuanga is the pick.
See,
Any
I was stuck going both corner and wide receiver because Trenton Irwin being a starter for your football team is gross.
they
I don't think
got-
he would be a starter. I think Yoshivas or Jones could both beat him out in camp, and I think I liked them last year.
I
the
didn't, but
Bengals have
that's
some youth in that DB room.
right. That's the thing with
And that's
corner
where I'm
is
like they have some youth there. They
Mhm.
have DJ
Cam Taylor
Turner,
Britt.
Cam Taylor Britt, Mike Hilton. Like I like that. I think that room at least has potential. I
Right.
would give them a year and then
Sure.
evaluate that after the season.
Sure.
plays out.
Yeah, because giving up on Turner after just spending a second on him would be.
I don't think taking a
choice.
corner
I
is
just
giving
think-
up on Turner.
I just think it's not what you're supposed to do after your quarterback gets hurt. And now Joe Burrow has a little bit of
Yeah.
That's
let's
fair.
protect him. Do we want the Andrew Luck situation to happen again? No. And Fuanga's just a really good player.
Yeah.
So I
New
that's
question:
how
when's
I-
the last time the Bengals drafted a good player in the first round? Though I know we're doing this as us, so I agree with you. I just
You mean drafted a good player just because they're good, or just simply draft?
Just
A player
drafted a
that is
good
good
player
in the first
that
round.
people even thought was
It's
good.
been since Burrow, right?
Yeah. I
Chase.
Chase.
I feel like people like
Oh yeah, Chase was after
Yeah.
Burrow. You're right.
people liked Dax Hill. I actually don't know quite how
I
good
didn't-
he's been.
He's been fine.
He hasn't played
He's been,
much.
like, yeah.
But
I figured he's been like, eh.
And they
I know
signed
people
Geno
like Miles
Stone to,
Murphy,
like,
but that means nothing because he's bad
imagine.
at football. So,
Imagine.
Hasn't done much yet.
but no, I get going with Fuaga. I'm
I
cool
like
with that.
Fuanga. It's Fuanga. There's a
Fuanga?
silent N in there.
Sure,
There's a
Okay.
hidden
I
N.
know how to pronounce both him
Yeah.
and Botanu.
Yeah. Me and Patrick found out last night that those two have
Fucking
pronunciations that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting spot
It is. Yes, I have a couple of thoughts.
because I would have wanted one of the tackles here,
Yeah,
but I don't think I don't like any of the tackles that are left at this spot. What'd you say, Jake?
Amarius. You don't like Amarius?
Not this high. No.
Okay.
Listen, I want to ask you guys this. I'm doing this to gas myself up but also because I'm really proud of my comp. Did you see my comp for Amarius Mims?
No.
I have him comped as a Rorschach test. You guys know what a Rorschach test is, right?
Of course I do, but explain for the audience.
Okay, so a Rorschach test is basically, like the ink blots that you'll see psychiatrists hold up and things like that.
How they named that one guy in The Watchmen?
Yes, because his face looks like a Rorschach test.
I didn't know.
And
that.
basically-
that was the weird thing. I was thinking about.
Yeah. And basically, the idea is that you see what you want to see, or whatever you see is indicative of who you are as a person, or what you've been through, your traumas, things like that. I think Amarius Mims is a great Rorschach test for people evaluating not just offensive linemen, but players in general, because you're looking at a guy who played, I think he started in 5 games or something like that in college, is declaring or coming out of the draft as a junior. He looked awesome in those 5 games, tested off the charts. So the upside's absolutely there. But then you have the cynics who look at it as he played 5 games. That's ridiculous to want to draft him high. That's ridiculous to think he's going to be any good.
So he's the Anthony Richardson of offensive tackles. He's played a total of 12 games in his entire life ever, and pick him in the NFL.
Yes, but I think he's a little bit different because Anthony Richardson didn't look like super polished when he played. Like, you knew no matter what, Anthony Richardson's a wild card.
Right.
He's a wild card with a fuck ton of upside. There is a legitimate argument to be made for Mims that he's one of the more polished tackles in this draft if you're not worried about
Sample size.
Sample size, thank you.
Okay.
But if you are worried about sample size, it's like this dude's way too raw to even consider in the first round. So I think he's a really good test of.
Gotcha.
No, we're not taking Mims. I would not take Mims for the Rams, who are a team that wants to compete right now. Corner or edge?
I think
I like their edge room. Personally, I like Byron Young, and
they just lost their best defensive player.
They did, yes.
That's true. There was a Aaron Donald-sized hole that one of the 2 guys at DT could fill.
Yes. Jake, which one do you prefer? I'll let you pick if you want to go that route. Okay, then we'll go Johnny Newton.
Fair.
I can get behind that. I think Johnny Newton and Kobe Turner is a really nice DT duo, personally.
I think he's very close to what, an Aaron Donald was, in terms of the stylistically, of course.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's not Aaron Donald, but,
but
nobody's Aaron Donald.
But he plays the Aaron Donald type of role.
Sure.
I also think pairing Johnny Newton with a gap-filling guy like a Kobe Turner, great. That's exactly what I like to see. It's very similar to how I saw both of the consensus top 2 D tackles. I would say are guys who need that partner in crime who's a killer that lead double teams. So, and I think he's one of them. So I do really like that for them. Johnny Newton, there we go.
Yeah.
Now we got the Steelers. So this is a team
that needs a quarterback.
No,
I've been picking the same guy here in every mock draft ever.
I'm curious who that is.
Mims.
Because I had them trade back in the only mock.
To go
I could see that.
left tackle opposite Broderick.
I could see that. And I'm not saying that that's irrational at all. I would love.
That would be a really good landing spot for Mims. Actually, I like the way Pittsburgh develops their tackles.
Yeah.
But so now here's how I look at it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I also think besides Pickens, your receiver, I'm not a big fan of that receiver core. Really.
Yeah.
And they can
Because there
address that
isn't
later.
one.
And they can address that later, absolutely. But they also need to address corner. And I just think, yeah, you could address both of those later. However, you need more draft capital in order to do that. So are you opposed to a potential trade back here?
Who are you thinking wants to come up though? Is the
So in my original mock draft, the one that I've done, I had, I believe, Tampa. Yeah, Tampa trading up to you.
Who's Tampa trading up for?
yeah.
Yeah, for what?
I think Tampa also wants a cornerback.
Ooh,
And I
okay.
think there's a cornerback that fits the Todd Bowles type of what they do. Scheme. That's how I'm feeling here. And this is exactly what I had happening in my mock. And I think not only could it happen because this is what the team's like, but I also just think it's in the best interest of these teams. Just walk us through your thought process. If you'd rather go Marius, I'm not opposed to it at all.
No, I don't know. So I don't know. The Bucks trading up is very interesting because they do need a corner.
Yeah.
Who are you
I
having them go up for?
So I think, and maybe you disagree. If you want to disagree on the corner that they take, that's perfectly fine. I think that Nate Wiggins is like this shutdown man guy. Bulls will run a decent amount of man. I think as an outside corner, I would really like that. I think that he's someone that could shut down some of the best corners and some of the best receivers in the NFL.
Fair.
But if you want to say like a Terrion Arnold, I'm not opposed to it. In fact, I love Terrion Arnold. If you want to say
Kool-Aid would be who I say because
Kool-Aid,
I think he's the best
if that's who you
true
want to say,
man-up corner in this draft, but that's just a me thing.
Agreed.
I like Kool-Aid. I don't like
As a
him
pure
more than I like
man
Wiggins
corner,
or-
he's
I mean,
to me he's
listen, I really like what Terrion can do, Terrion Arnold. But I mean, you disagree with me there.
yeah.
So if you want to go Kool-Aid,
But yeah,
that's
I get.
fine.
I mean, if you want to have the, do we control the Bucks? We do. We
Yes.
do. Okay. Yeah, if you want to have them trade up, that's fine. And I
All right.
don't care which corner they take because the Bucks make no sense in my brain.
Do that. So can I go ahead and say Terrion Arnold?
Sure.
Because he's my favorite corner on the board. Okay, cool.
I'll
So
let you
what's
do
the
that.
trade?
That's a good question.
Let me bring it up from my mock draft because I went through the exact trade details.
Tampa Bay.
I think Tampa Bay should have to give up their left kidney.
I think they should have to give
I
up
have the
Baker
exact
Mayfield.
trade- I used
No.
a trade value chart. Okay, get ready. There's a lot of picks here.
Oh God.
Steelers receive the 26th, the 89th, the 92nd, the 125th, and the 220th.
Jesus.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do this if I was Tampa. Like,
I wouldn't either, but
Tampa received the 20th, the 98th, the 119th, and
so they just trade back in every round and then trade up here.
essentially,
pretty
yeah.
much. I used a trade value calculator in order to
Damn.
make
This is why we don't use
And
trade
it
value
got
calculators,
rejected
folks.
because it doesn't make sense.
I
So-
just did all of that for 20.
just make it
Valid.
happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Since you're not giving up the second round pick, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, so Terrion.
Yeah, I guess the second rounder didn't.
So you're going Arnold?
Terrion, yeah.
Oh, I have a very, very, very specific pick that I like for the Dolphins here.
Is it a fun pick or is it a right pick?
It's
I love how
it's a
there's
right
no
pick for
overlap.
sure.
There's never an overlap between the right choice and the fun one.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's a fun pick because I like this guy, but it's also the right pick. I think
Whom?
Graham Barton.
Oh, good.
Oh.
We were on the same wavelength.
Graham Barton for
That is
sure.
not
Yes.
where my brain was, but that's
He
fair.
did not say Xavier Worthy. He hates fun.
See, that's what I
True.
thought he was going to say. That's why I said the fun pick or the right pick. Because I thought Jake was going to be like speed.
See,
Yeah,
my
no, I
brain
mean-
was on Byron Murphy because they, don't have a defensive lineman anymore.
Yeah, but with okay, so with McDaniel's offense, it's really important to have a good athletic center
Yeah.
because he really likes to send his center downfield on blocks.
Mhm.
And Aaron Brewer just isn't good.
They can
And
trade
worst
for
case-
Garrett Bradbury. Just don't ask him to.
Who also isn't good.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And if
So-
he doesn't work out at center, then you have the guard flexibility, especially if something were to happen, like, Taron or Teron Armstead were to get hurt, you kick Wynn out the tackle, kick Barton out the guard, bring Brewer back up to start, and your offensive line goes from, oh my god, this is doomsday, to, okay, we can live with this. So Barton gives you flexibility that they need with Armstead being Armstead.
You can also play tackle. Yeah, you can do everything you need.
Oh yeah, that's true. He can play tackle too. Yeah.
You can play all 5 positions, so
Yeah,
wherever you want him.
He's a really versatile guy. So now we're on Philly.
So do you want to go fun, smart, or Philly?
Well, I know what Philly is. And
Do you?
I
What
think
is Philly?
I do know what Philly. Philly is Chop Robinson.
Oh, I was
That's not-
thinking Latu, but
Okay, yeah.
We were
yeah.
all in different
Or
places. I thought
linebacker.
Philly was taking Jeremiah Trotter.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
I
no,
thought you were gonna say an O lineman.
no.
That
Yeah.
Philly.
Philly was
yeah.
Latu just because they
Backup-
always want edge depth.
Yeah, and that's why I said Chop Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. I just
Backup
think Chop
quarterbacks-
and Nolan kind
Backup
of yeah.
quarterback, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, all
Yeah.
they care about.
But smart would be going corner,
Corner.
and
completely agree.
fun is going receiver. They need a third one, but
I want to go corner, personally.
who do you want to go?
So, and this kind of sucks because you mentioned he's a better man guy, but he could play zone. He plays zone well, and he's the most polished, most pro-ready corner in the class. I think this is a good Kool-Aid spot. I
But
do. But if you want to go with someone
I just don't
else-
want Philly to get Kool-Aid. I'm sick of them having
Bias in
players
the
I like.
mock.
Absolutely.
Bias in the mock. Ban him.
Oh, you act
Chat
like you
manager.
guys aren't biased
As-
all
as
the
this-
time. Shut up.
As this
Or not.
scale of no bias, you were just accused of bias, which is like the Salem witch trials for me.
Ban him at the stake.
It's not even Eagles hate. It's just like they just get every player I like every year, and it annoys me. So I just
I
don't.
don't know what you want me to say. They draft well.
I know.
It's almost, yeah, I was
That's
gonna say it's
why I
almost like
don't
their
like
GM
them.
knows what he's
And
doing.
he's
Yes,
also a hell of a singer. I don't know if you heard the Dreidel song that he sung, but he did a great job.
Oh
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out the Eagles Christmas album.
So
Yeah, I
we're
love that
going
shit.
smart and not
Yeah, the
Eagles.
second one.
Yeah, smart Kool-Aid.
Unfortunate, but all right.
You know, it's really funny. Like this pick, if it were to happen in real life, would be really ironic because they were a team that was in hard on Jalen Johnson at the trade deadline, and Kool-Aid reminds me a lot of Jalen
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is almost
Alright,
them getting their consolation prize. Yeah, what are we thinking with Atlanta here?
Taking corner could be good.
Let's hold on. Let me get their depth chart pulled up real quick.
What if
'cause
they just double down?
we took edge?
They
I mean,
don't have any edge rushers. What if they just do it again?
on paper they low key could.
Yeah, you and Turner, that'd be fun.
Right?
Yeah.
What if they just
Oh,
did
but-
it again?
It warms my heart to see Robert Burns listed on their roster. They got a fullback.
Hold on. What if they were
'Cause
to go?
They
what
had
if they were
Keith Smith
hypothetical?
last year.
I thought of something interesting.
I know.
Fun. I thought of something interesting. I'd like to share with the class.
Share with the
Okay.
class.
Raise your hand. Patrick.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. I would like to present my case because it's fun.
Okay.
Byron Murphy on Atlanta.
See, but they're kind of loaded in the middle. I know they're kind of old, but they're kind of
Well, that's what I
loaded.
mean. They're
Are you telling me you want to take snaps away from Contavious Street?
That's not what I was thinking about.
This guy doesn't know about the Contavious Street fandom.
I'm not a member of that community.
No.
I'm sorry.
I am the only member of the community.
So I look at it like this, and kind of what we were talking about earlier with Johnny Newton. Grady Jarrett's that gap filler. And he's a big guy, but he's that gap filler. You need the complementary guy to really optimize someone like Byron Murphy.
Ooh.
Grady Jarrett will play that role for him. Again,
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. I'm just presenting.
What do you do
something
with
else.
Okay.
Calais Campbell?
He's not there anymore.
Yes, he. Am I
He
really?
left. His contract
He
was up.
left.
They didn't
Oh,
re-sign
I
him.
didn't know that. I thought he was still
Yeah.
there. My bad.
Now, I'd like to present something slightly irresponsible.
I like it. Do it.
What if the Falcons went wide receiver?
Ah.
And you just say, fuck it, totally go in on Kirk. Like I said, it's irresponsible. No,
It
I-
also just
Mooney,
doesn't make
Rondale.
sense.
they don't have a
Yeah.
third receiver.
They traded for Rondale Moore. They still
Rondale
have.
Moore is a fourth receiver.
Okay.
He is
Oh,
a
yeah.
gadget
Well,
guy.
and I mean, Darnell Mooney is
That's
really
different.
not a 2 either, so that's okay.
Okay, we're blowing up this guy's house. So are we going the Byron Murphy route, Jake? I actually really do like
Yeah,
that.
Farmer, fine.
Okay. I just wanted Geek to make a comment about Mooney so I could say I was going to blow up his house. That was all an elaborate ruse.
That's
Oh,
fair.
so you are going Murphy. Okay, cool.
Yes, we're going Byron Murphy. That was a really good point.
I'm glad you.
You get an A+
I get
in your
A+,
presentation.
yes.
Yeah.
He just wanted me to hate on Mooney because that's what we're known for.
I wanted you to hate on Mooney so I could threaten you, yes.
So I had something happening with Dallas that I considered a very Dallas move. But I also think it might just be a good move too.
Impossible.
Amari is here. You know, the new Tyron Smith.
Well, they already have Tyler Smith though.
He's a
who's-
guard, though. He was
No,
like
he
an
played left
all-pro at
tackle
guard.
as soon as Teron left, and he was better as a tackle than he was a guard. He was
I don't
drafted
think
as
he's
the
better.
replacement.
I
He
don't-
was incredible when he was
But
moved
he was
to
an
tackle.
incredible guard. The point.
He was a second-team All-Pro last year as a guard.
Yeah.
Sure, but he also was the guy who was playing tackle as soon as Tyron got hurt.
He played guard like the
Here's the thing.
majority of last
Their
year.
other tackle is Terrence Steele, who I'm not like
Yeah.
crucify him at the stake, but I'm like, you could improve there. And again, so worst case scenario, you keep Tyler Smith at tackle. Fine. Best case scenario, you have Tyler Smith stay at guard, and then
That's
you use
fair.
Amari Mims as a tackle. I mean, that's how I
That's
look at it.
fair.
Again,
I'm
if
just
you
trying to
disagree,
think
there's
of other
routes
things
we
that
could
I've.
take.
I don't
There's other
know.
routes that we could take.
That's what I'm trying to think. But I'm trying to think if any of them are
So
important
the
routes
thing-
at the
the
moment,
thing that-
and I don't.
The thing that sucks about us going with DT earlier, or with them going with DT, although there is a DT I really like, but I don't think you're going to be on board with taking him here.
I'm really curious as to who it is. In the
Okay,
first
I'll
round.
say who it is. I really like Chris Jenkins from Michigan.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I haven't actually gotten around to him, but I'm going to watch him tonight now.
Christian is really good. Yeah.
I'm a
You've
big,
inspired me. I'll watch him
huge fan.
tonight.
Especially if you like those gap fillers. He's the best like gap filling D lineman.
You know who
But
we're
Dallas
Sweat.
really wants is a center, but see,
my problem with
Tyler
Sweat is I don't
Smith
know
is
how
still
often
listed
he's
as a
on the
left
field.
tackle. Just
Yeah.
by the
Yeah,
way,
I know because they don't have Amarius Mims right now. But if they have Amarius Mims, then
if
all
you
of a
are
sudden
that
it's
in
like-
on Mims, I'm fine with it.
Amarius
Other than
Mims is
my brain just
OT3.
keeps saying they're gonna take Brian Thomas because
Amarius Mims is that would
Jerry.
be Dallas.
yeah,
That would be Dallas. Amarius Mims is my OT3. But
fair.
I can absolutely see a world where even above alt, he ends up being the best OT in the class.
Hmm.
I could see.
He
a
has
world
the
where he's
ceiling,
best OT.
yeah.
I could see the world where he's the best OT in the league. Okay, I think he
All
really
right.
is.
Well,
Listen, being that big with those type of testing numbers, like if he can, and like I said, the couple games he played, he did look really polished.
Exactly.
It's just the sample size is so small.
It's sample size
Right.
and injury.
Let's
Yeah.
go Mims. We really gotta cook, so we're just gonna go
Yeah,
Mims.
yeah,
We've talked about
Yeah.
him enough.
Okay, Jake, Packers.
Wiggins.
Okay. I see it. You need another
Yeah.
corner. I get it.
So Pittsburgh, what do you want to talk
Do you wanna
about?
go receiver, or, I mean, corners are starting to drop. We
R-
still have.
Well, I don't love a
What corners are
corner
still
at
on the
this
board?
spot.
Who are the corners left? All the corners are gone.
Pretty
all
much,
the top tier corners. Well, the top
except
tier
for
guys.
Miller's other favorite, but
Oh no, there's other.
And it's
I haven't watched
Shaw.
him, so I know nothing.
He's not a
So
first round grade. He's not. So
Brian
said we gotta pick
Thomas or A.D. Mitchell.
if we AD Mitchell, really really good.
I'm
A.D.
trying to
Mitchell,
think. What's the who feels most Pittsburgh to me though is
The
my
most
issue.
Pittsburgh is Xavier Legette, but the best receiver on the board, and this is us.
Right.
Objectively, you have to take AD here.
Mhm.
Let me tell you right now, there was a part of me that wanted to take all the way back at 6, wanted to take AD Mitchell. Okay. And
That's
now here
nutty.
he is 20 picks later. Oh, I know. But now we're 20 picks
Because I'm
later.
not even. I like AD Mitchell. I'm not
I adore
100%
him.
sold that he's better than Brian, but if you want to take AD here, I'm cool with that.
Brian is probably more Pittsburgh, but I don't care because I think the Russ Fields experiment is going to fail horribly. But if you want to bank on that, okay, BTJ is the better pick for that.
I'm cool with either one. I don't care. So if you are that sold on AD, that's fine.
I love AD, so we're taking AD.
Okay.
Although BTJ is probably better for Fields and Russ and
I think this is Latu, Miller.
Is it? Let's see here. Who are their edge rushers right now? They've got.
They have Ujulari and then
Yeah, but this is another team. We were talking about earlier with Patrick. This is another 4-3 team, another hand in the dirt team. Do we want to put Latu here, or I low key think?
Here's my argument. Can I just say this?
Okay.
4-3 team, but they could use him like they used Hassan Reddick, where he was an outside linebacker, but they could use him on the line of scrimmage anyway.
I kind of like the Cardinals as a trade down here.
Like they used
but
Reddick, I mean because Jonathan Gannon was a defensive player.
Yeah.
If somebody wants a quarterback, I can feel it happening here. But
yeah. I was more thinking the Niners jumping up to make sure they get a tackle. But I don't know. Is Buffalo, Detroit, or Baltimore really going to take a tackle? I don't think so.
they want.
I mean, I'm cool with Latu here.
Okay.
I'd be in favor of Latu here if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus, Cardinals getting fucking 2 blue chip players. That's crazy.
So now Buffalo's pissed because they didn't land AD.
Are they? Because
honestly,
Brian Thomas is right there.
Okay. I mean, you like BTJ. So
Yeah. So what was your other thought?
Well, my thought was, man, I regret not trading up with Buffalo earlier. That was my first thought. But, I mean, looking at the other receivers on the board, there's plenty of guys I like more than BTJ. But
That's wild.
I
fair.
think BTJ's good, but I think this was a really good receiver class that has a couple of guys ahead of him. But you like BTJ enough, and he definitely has talent. Yeah, if you want to take him, go ahead.
Yeah, I think BTJ or AD, whichever one of those two is there. If one of them makes a ton of sense.
I also
Xavier Worthy's also just kind of fun because he could have been Josh Allen's Tyreek Hill, and that's just fun.
But I'm thinking more about Leggett. I like more than BTJ.
See, I didn't like Leggett, but that's not important.
Whatever. We could take BTJ. We have to hurry this up.
Yeah,
so,
Lions.
Okay. Ooh, what are we thinking, Jake?
Bo Nix, because they don't have a quarterback.
What is that?
That's a chop.
Oh, you want to go chop?
Interesting.
I get it. I see.
Yeah.
I absolutely do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, their edge rushers are not very good, right? Okay, I'm with it.
They got guys, but they like to have more and more guys to that rotation.
I'm with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Chop.
Yeah.
I feel the vibes.
There is first off, interior offensive lineman is the play. Or tackle, really. If you want to go with the Morgan Moses replacement. The important thing to remember, though, is they do have other guys. They have Voorhees.
Daniel Falele.
Off injury. They have
I love Voorhees. So
I do, too.
Yeah.
So I think he stays at guard. But I do think there's a versatile piece who fits the Ravens type of identity spot on. His name's Kingsley Suamatia.
Yeah.
Suamatia.
Fuck you. I think he's a very Baltimore guy, but if you like another tackle way more, where you're willing to go past that entire Baltimore identity.
See, I like another tackle, but we're picking as us, and if we're truly thinking about team fit, which does matter, Kingsley does make more sense.
Yeah.
So I'm down.
So let's go with him.
Okay, so we're gonna go tackle here, right, Jake?
Yeah, I have my pick, but you probably disagree.
Okay, so so here's what I'm thinking. Do we want Surefire is 100% going to be a really solid right tackle for 10 years, or do we want a guy that is either going to be a really solid tackle or a really good guard? Because there's a guy here that I think has the flexibility, and there's a guy here that I think is just a solid starter, not flashy, not a superstar,
I
but
would
is very capable.
Jordan Morgan here.
Okay,
Very
Jordan
Shanahan.
Morgan's. Yeah,
For Shanahan,
Okay.
I think that's a great one. I think
I agree.
I think it's
for the
Jordan.
Shanahan.
I don't love Jordan Morgan, but I like him here.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the fit.
So, wide receiver, or again, the corners being gone. I mean,
So
being gone.
I have to bring this up because I do a lot. The Giants or even the Raiders might be on the phone here. But the Raiders
you're
aren't going to
saying it's
happen
straight up?
because of the Chiefs. But the Giants,
Giants
coming up for
went down there.
Penix.
Oh, it's us. I don't think the Giants should bother to take a quarterback.
I don't either, but I also understand the thought but it's the thought process of it's the contract, man. The 5 years instead of the 4. I don't like Penix though, so him not going in the first round is
I
fun.
know it's the contract. I get that. I know
Oh,
that's
Bo
why
Nix
people
isn't going to
are
go in the first round
I
either.
think-
That's incredible.
Mm.
Yeah, well, because it's us. In the
Right,
real
yeah.
draft, it's going to
Oh.
be all 6 of them go.
Probably, and I hate it.
If Penix goes in the first round, I will laugh.
As you
Fair.
should.
But
That is what I will
somebody's
do.
trading up at 32 for Penix. I almost guarantee it.
I'd rather trade up for Nix, dude. Penix is
Well,
not good.
My assumption is Nix is going 12 or 13. So I don't.
Oh, I see.
There's no-
I see.
That could be on the phone here, not just for quarterbacks.
Right. But again,
but
this
yeah,
is another
it-
spot where I think Xavier Worthy's fun.
Xavier Worthy's fun, but you're looking for the legitimate. I mean, with what's going on with Rashee Rice, you might be looking for your legitimate wide receiver 1 right now.
Fair.
And I don't think Worthy's that. I mean, listen, I
When he
talked
just,
about it.
if he just becomes Tyreek Hill, maybe he is. But he also could just be Byron Pringle again. So I don't know.
Yeah, Legette's my top receiver on the board right now.
Yeah, we can.
Leggett, but you don't like him.
I don't
If you
care.
wanna go
No,
Leggett,
We're gonna disagree on players. That's okay. If you want to go Leggett,
well, maybe we can meet with the middle. I
I
can name
don't-
my next.
who's your next guy?
My next guy after him, maybe you disagree. I like Pearsall a lot from Florida. A lot.
Ooh.
Interesting.
No shot you taking Ricky Pearsall.
No, it's a reach, but I mean,
Yeah, I think in that
I mean, is
case
he
I'd
gonna be there
rather
next
go.
time Casey picks him.
Probably.
You think so? Okay, if that's how you feel.
I
then fine.
kind of
Let's
do,
take
but
Leggett.
I'm. If you want to go Leggett, that's fine.
Okay, fine. Let's do it.
Okay.
So what are you doing, Leggett?
Yep.
I'm cool with Leggett. That's fine.
Okay.
I think
know what
it's
I
going to be
want here.
hard for a receiver to be awful with Patty Mahomes.
Okay.
And I think Leggett has a profile that, I mean, it's
Sure.
he kind of is like what Rashee Rice is, but he doesn't have to be the same exact player.
But he's not
It's-
going to prison.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very
I'm
nice
sorry.
trait to have. Though.
Yeah. What are you thinking here, Jake?
Lad.
I think that also
Ladder
could have been
Xavier.
a KC pick.
Ladder
Yeah.
Xavier.
The problem with
Worthy.
Lad is he's too similar to Kelsey.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kelsey's also old as dirt.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about like this is a contending team right now.
Yeah.
I like Lad here. The only
Yeah.
thing is, so I know the Panthers are thinking long term, but I'm thinking still just for right now, Lad and Thielen in the same wide receiver room. Can they coexist?
Thielen's also under contract for another like 3 years.
But yeah,
He got a weirdly long deal that you can't really
Yeah,
get
I
out
think-
of.
Keon Coleman, Xavier Worthy.
because I'm thinking, I'm looking at this receiver room. The thing they need is a big body X.
Keon
Like-
Coleman.
Okay. I think Javon Baker might be a play here. Maybe.
I haven't watched Baker, so I can't really say. You know what? We're gonna be different. Everyone wants them to draft a receiver. You know what they only have one of?
Good
A
players.
corner.
Oh.
A corner. They only have J.C. Horn.
So you want Rakestraw?
I want to take Rakestraw here, personally.
That's fine. We can go Rakestraw.
Because I think you can play him outside or inside, and they only have J.C. Horn at corner.
Only
And then again, it's a
JC
deep receiver
Horn.
class. They have pick 39. Like,
True.
I'd be more worried about Rakestraw going off the board.
So the other Patriots GMs chose to screw us over and not give us more draft capital. So this pick is really big for us.
True.
I'm just
Nix,
looking
make
best
sure we
player
get a
available.
quarterback. One of them's gonna work. It's Jim Irsay, this thing.
I'm saying look for the best player available. And I'm just looking at the board. I mean, you got, especially on offense, really. You're looking for an offensive guy. You have some great receivers, and they need a receiver here. They need one. Ooh. I mean, tell me this. Who is your top receiver? Because I said who mine is. Mine is someone that would be a reach here. In fact, I think trading back here might not even be a bad idea, but for the sake of content.
Yeah, we're not trading back. That's no fun.
Yeah.
I really do like Worthy. But Worthy and Coleman, I think, I gotta look. I don't like the way this site lays out who receivers are.
I'm telling you right now, I am not a Coleman guy.
Fair. And
This guy saw slow 40 time and got scared.
No, not even.
Worthy's just weird in this spot, but he does add. Hold on, I gotta go look at the Patriots depth chart because I don't know who they have.
Like Worthy. I do like Worthy. I mean, McConkey. If you want to go Patriot, McConkey's still on the board.
Belichick's gone.
See, I think the Patriot way does still exist, and they need a guy more like Ladd than they do, because like they have a bunch of deep threats already.
Yeah.
So yeah,
if you want to
go Ladd. I think Ladd might be the answer there.
But yeah, Ladd. There's like 3 guys that are like the similar role to Ladd, and I have them all right next to each other. But
if you want to go somebody else here, that's cool.
I have 3.
Okay.
Ladd is my top out of those 3. But him, Jalen McMillan, and Roman Wilson. I see all of them like in a bunch. McConkey's my favorite though. So
all right, we're going Ladd.
The Cardinals are weird here because we've got an edge and a receiver. We've got that taken care of.
Yes, I'm thinking my pick would be TJ Tampa.
You like Tampa?
Enough to take him here, yeah.
My top corner on the board would be Renardo Green.
Oh, no.
I like Renardo Green, but I mean, if you like Tampa more, sure.
Yeah, Tampa's fine.
'Cause I agree with the corner here.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Washington.
So now
Let's cook.
Washington has to take an edge, and there's an edge that I really, really like from Mizzou.
From Mizzou. All right. Let's go Darius
Robinson. Yeah, I didn't know if you had like a big dispute against that.
I don't love a lot of the edges outside of the top 4 guys just in general in this class. So if you want an edge, pick whichever one you like best.
Okay, Darius Robinson.
There you go.
I find it fascinating if you have Chop in that top 4.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? That's just me as Mr. I need my edges to be able to play all 3 downs. I guess that's
sure.
Too highly coveted of a trait in a D lineman.
I mean, D linemen just don't play all 3 downs as often, and I think the guys who are truly all 3 down guys are just superstars, and I don't think Darius can be a superstar.
I disagree. I think Darius Robinson has some stuff in his bag that gives him a sky high ceiling, but
fair.
Whatever.
Teach their own.
Yeah, I guess.
Miller, you know who I like here?
Who?
Guyton.
If we want to go tackle, I like Blake Fisher more than Guyton.
Blake Fisher would be fine too. Yeah, I can get behind Blake Fisher.
Like I think Blake Fisher is really being slept on. I didn't love Guyton.
There's another tackle that's being slept on that I might be reaching on soon.
Interesting.
No.
Okay. I've only watched 10 tackles, so I'm not super well versed. But I like Blake Fisher.
Fisher. Yep.
Okay. So now we have Tennessee.
We do.
So they already have.
They took Joel.
You drafted a lineman earlier, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So their O-line has a center, a guard, and a left tackle, and that's it.
Yes.
You want to go with another
I don't hate that idea because they already splurged on every other position in free agency.
Yeah, I mean,
like I don't know what you think their biggest need here is.
You want to go with a safety now? Like,
I mean, I like Newbin. I don't.
Yeah, is this Newbin territory? You think maybe?
Yeah, I mean, could be. Yeah.
Newbin territory.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than double down on O-line because you need the Byard replacement. I think Newman might be the play.
Okay. I'm down.
So let's go ahead and do that.
All right, so you guys are going Newman?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so now Panthers receiver. Who are we feeling?
Brendan Rice, because his name is Rice.
No, I want a good player.
If they're going to go receiver, I would say it's probably Javon Baker or Xavier Worthy.
See, I haven't watched Baker, so I can't say. I like Pearsall here.
I would.
Pearsall could also
and you were over here saying he was going to be available in late round 2. Like, no.
I assumed he would be, but
You know, I'm gonna go. I think Pearsall's the pick here.
I didn't expect
Pearsall's
Miller
good,
to be
Pearsall.
this guy. Don't.
I don't blame him for being that guy. Pearsall's a dog.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched him.
Yeah, and I was listening to your bullshit.
Yeah, you were.
So now, honestly,
Love it.
if Washington wanted to take another edge here, I would not be opposed. But the edges on the board aren't really. I mean, I like Braswell.
See, their
a little
O
bit.
line also sucks.
Yeah,
so
you know what? You want to take that tackle I was talking about?
I'll let you. Sure.
Okay. Kieran Amagaji, Yale.
This guy took a Mormon tackle.
Watch him. Have any of you?
I haven't watched him yet. No.
Watch him. I'm telling you right now, he's the shit. He is the shit.
I'm sure he is when he isn't soaking.
Why did
We
you?
took
wait,
the BYU
he's-
kid earlier.
wait. Kieran's actually Mormon?
Aren't like 90% of people at BYU actually Mormon?
Yeah, that's BYU. This guy's Yale.
Yeah, he said Yale, dog.
Oh, is
Yeah,
he?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
He
blind.
made that joke with Sua Matia.
Yeah, I was like, who are you
Yeah.
talking? I was like, what
Listen,
is
I saw
going
blue.
on?
Listen, my mind heard blue and white, and I was like, oh no, you know, kind of confused.
I heard Yale, and he said Yale, and my brain heard blue and white.
Well, yeah, because that's their colors. Yale and BYU are both blue and white.
Oh, goodness.
And listen, you got two tackles that are
Oh.
big and go to blue and white schools and have long names, okay?
Guys from Duke. I mean, there's other.
Duke's not a real school.
Hey, do we want to make a quick friendly agreement?
Bears and Vikings switch.
Yeah, we'll pick for the
I was
Vikings.
thinking
You pick
that,
for the Bears.
yeah.
Sick.
Sure. Okay, Jake, what are we doing for the Packers?
For the Packers,
Yeah, 41.
we just picked Newman, right?
Yeah,
Newman
Newman's
went
gone.
to Tennessee. Yep.
I'm thinking. Cooper Beebe.
Cooper Beebe? Okay.
Cooper Beebe, yeah.
Okay,
Cooper
I like it.
Beebe.
I like it because he's a good player. I don't like it because he's going to the Packers.
Valid.
Now Houston, this is like a luxury type of pick right here. Like they could really pick anywhere because they have the ability. Like what's weak there, right? Where are they weak?
I
Like they have the ability to go with like a depth pick here.
sure.
They need a running back.
They got Joe
They have Joe
Mixon
Mixon.
That's not a running back.
and
That's
Damian Pierce.
I like Damian Pierce.
Either way,
I just wanted to.
I don't even like the running backs much in this.
I just want to slander Joe Mixon. I don't fucking hate Joe Mixon.
I mean, who's their interior D lineman now?
Oh yeah, because they lost Sheldon Rankins.
Yeah, but I swear they added somebody.
They definitely did, but was it somebody good?
I really like Jenkins
They've got.
on the board.
Yeah, but I don't
they've
want to
got
let you.
Denico Autry and Foley Fatakasi.
I like Jenkins enough to take him.
Jenkins is a really good pick here.
Yeah, but that's why I don't want you to do it.
Oh, because you wanted the Vikings to get him?
100%.
There's not a good D lineman. You're gonna be fine. Chris Jenkins.
Rude.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know.
Now the Bears and Vikings switch.
Yeah, so no, we're not swapping like where they're picking.
you
We're
guys
just
are just
picking
picking
for
for
the
'em.
Vikings.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
the other reason I was annoyed about the Jenkins pick.
All right. Well, do you want me to go over the other defensive tackles because there's other good ones
Yeah, who do you really like here?
on the interior D line or just overall?
Interior D line.
Interior D line. So I'm.
Because that's
scrolling down
what
to
we
interior
need
D-line.
the most.
my next top guy is McKinley Jackson, who's my DT4.
Interesting.
He's another gap filling type of guy.
So I'm having this issue. I love Tavondre Sweat, but after, the arrest, I don't want him anymore.
It's a mixture of that. That is a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, he can't stay on the field, really. I mean, when he's on the field, he's able to chase down run plays, and he's very good in that way, and sure, cool, awesome. I don't love his stamina issues are a legit thing there.
Sure.
They are. So that's concerning. I also think you're kind of ruling out the idea of taking a DB here.
Because that's way not our biggest need.
I just think of how the Flores scheme works. It puts a lot on the DB.
Yeah, but so we have Blackman, who Flores loved and is going to start. Murphy was also a Flores guy. We just brought in Shaq. Caleb Evans was good for Flores outside of injury. We have a lot of and then Josh Metellus is the guy who we play as our nickel a lot. So we have that room. Okay. I'm not saying that room's perfect. I'm just saying, though I do love Kamari, and so
yeah, Kamari Lassiter would be
nice.
But it's not really a great scheme there.
No, but you make good players work sometimes. But we need realistically, our biggest need is a true space eater, because right now our defensive line is Jacqueline Roy.
Let's go McKinley, or if you want to go Tavondre Sweat, I mean that wouldn't be
I'm down with McKinley just because Tavondre, as much as I love him, he's
6.
As
and
much
that was
as
even before the arrest.
Okay.
So who are you guys going with?
Let's go McKinley Jackson.
Yeah.
McKinley Jackson. Okay, DT Texas A&M. All right.
Yeah.
So this is you guys again.
Oh shit! Yeah, it is.
Oh.
So thoughts on Penix or Nix?
They're both here. Well, they're both.
Penix
here.
feels weirdly. Penix feels a little more Raidery.
Okay. So here's my. I'm honestly fine taking we took an OT earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I think receiver, as a true Z guy, someone that could grab the 50-50 ball. I know quarterback is important, sure. I would get Nix here. I do. If you want to go Nix, I'm not opposed to it, but I do think receiver is in play.
I think, to me, Nix is the less likely guy. Okay. He just doesn't feel like what the Raiders would want specifically. So scheme-wise, yeah.
If you want to go Penix, sure.
But what receiver are you thinking?
Say scheme.
Well,
Getsy's their own. I don't care what.
That's a good. I forgot Getsy exists. I'm just thinking about it from the way Antonio Pierce wanted his offense to exist.
You're getting a wide zone offense where guys are going to be running into each other downfield.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe just don't draft quarterback at all if you're the Raiders. Fire Getsy and then we'll talk. See, I was just thinking the way Pierce is going to want it is you're going to just run the ball and then a bunch of quick hitters, so accuracy is going to matter, which is the thing Penix is supposed to do.
Who would I take at receiver?
Yeah, what receiver do you want then?
I'm not a big Keon Coleman guy, but I think he would be a very, very...
Then let's go Keon Coleman.
That could work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, again, they're looking for a 50-50 ball guy. They're not asking him to be this true one, the separator.
For sure.
I like him as a 50-50 ball guy there.
So you guys are taking Keon Coleman?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So with the Saints.
Yeah, and the Saints, what did we take earlier? We took a tackle. We could low-key do that again.
Or a guard.
Let's see here. What do the Saints have?
I'm looking at Christian Haynes at the UConn.
Fuck.
Let's see.
Oh, that's okay, actually.
That's okay. If we're going guard, I'd like Zinter McCormick.
You're not worried about injury with Zinter?
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
I think he falls the way Voorhees did.
Probably.
And not because of talent, but because of just injury.
I would lean Christian Haynes a bit, but I'm okay with McCormick.
I also just haven't watched Haynes, so.
Okay.
Do you want to go, Haynes?
Yeah, we can go hands.
Okay. And then Chicago, I think we're in the same boat here, right?
Are you?
I mean, whatever you're thinking's cool with me. It's Chicago. Like,
I mean, the Bears need a receiver. The only thing they don't have in their receiver room is a true speedster. So
Yeah,
Worthy
That makes
Fine,
sense.
sis.
fine by me.
trading
That's-
down and getting Worthy at
I
46 would
think
be
Worthy
crazy.
at 46 is nuts.
Yeah, that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still lost with the Giants too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got 3 picks
Can
in
we
a row
can
there.
we pretty please take Bo Nix? Pretty
Yes, we're taking
please.
Bo Nix. That's what I
Yay.
would have done.
Now the
That's what I
Giants have a quarterback.
It's Bo
Boo.
Nix.
Patrick, you're gonna see people walking around with Bo Nix jerseys. Aren't you excited? Aren't you happy to live in New York?
I live in New York, by the way. So Haynes was your pick at guard
Yes.
for the Saints?
Yeah.
Haynes, Worthy, Nix for the last 3.
Okay. Or the Knicks. Cool. I picked Penix by accident. Whatever.
Fucking moron.
Love it. I mean,
That's what the Giants would do too. It's fine.
no, I think
So
Bo
that's
Nix actually makes more sense for Dable, but that's
Yeah.
And I also think Nix is substantially better.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever. So now Jacksonville. Who did we take earlier? Did we
Good
take
question.
Quinion.
Now
Quinion.
Quinion.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I know the Jags did a lot to fix their interior line, like they did.
Did they? I mean,
They
Ezra.
did well.
They have a lot of money with Ezra and
Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean.
It's under
Sure.
center, and that was a Mitch Morse.
Yeah, they had a Morse.
Morse is all right.
Yeah. Morse, Sheriff, and then Ezra. Those are the 3.
When Morse's head's right, he's one of the better centers in the league. It's just a matter of him not being concussed.
Ezra's
I mean, they
okay
might,
as
you know
a as a run
maybe
blocker.
we're thinking Kamari. Did Kamari go?
Go
Nah,
corner again.
No.
I'm kind of
Because
down.
their nickel corner right now is Darnell Savage.
Huh.
They kind of need another corner. So I
Fair.
mean,
If you want to go Kamari,
Kamari-
yeah, I'm down.
but I think
Because
definitely
interior
nickel
line, they're
corner.
just not going to.
I just
You've
don't
invested
know.
too much there. So
I don't know if I want to go Kamari or if I want to go more of like a man guy, like a Max Melton.
well,
I also
Well, you got
really like,
Quinion.
huh?
they already went Quinion.
You
I know.
went Quinion.
Yeah, and I'm saying they need a nickel corner. Quinion's outside, then you get another corner to play the nickel spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Melton or Kamari is kind of my fiasco. I don't know. Or even like Cam Hart I liked. I'm just trying to think purely as like a nickel in the Nielsen defense.
I don't know enough about his defense specifically and what he's going to want here.
Well,
So
I think he's willing to like change. You know, let's just go best guy, Kamari.
yeah, okay. That was what I was going to come back to. It's just like Kamari's the
Yeah.
best guy here. So
Yeah. That's fair.
all right, Miller in the Bungles or Jake in the Bungles. I don't care. One of you in the Bungles.
What are we thinking here, Jake?
Who did
'Cause
they
what did we take? They took Fuanga earlier, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They need a receiver. Hold on, who'd you guys take with the? Who'd you guys take with the Jaguars?
With the
Kamari.
Jaguars.
Kamari.
Kamari Lassiter. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is a good Malachi Corley could be cool here.
Ooh, that
Jalen
would be
Polk
fun.
could be cool here.
I think Malachi Corley would be really fun here.
Is he a
Love him
Tyler
now.
Boyd replacement?
No, he's a Debo Samuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's not
Malachi
gonna play the
right.
same way Boyd did. but
Right.
I
Right.
think Malachi Corley move here.
I like Malachi Corley here.
Okay, so now Philly again. Now do we?
Before Philadelphia makes their selection,
Oh,
I have to ask you all a question.
Sure.
What's in the quick ball?
Oh my God.
Okay, movie. Is it from a movie? Specifically a movie.
Kind of.
Miller has a
Not
bit.
specifically a
that he
movie,
does.
no. This is a
Is it
bit that we
related-
do.
Is it related to superheroes?
No.
Is it related to D&D?
No.
Star Wars?
No.
Oh my god. Patrick, say words.
Oh,
Guess what's in the quick ball?
yeah, of course.
Is it sports related?
Is it sports related? No.
Is it a kitchen used? No,
It is not a kitchen utensil.
not a
Is
utensil.
it from a movie that came out this
Is
this
it
decade?
a random item that you would use like throughout your day?
No. And Jake, it's not from specifically a movie, but it has been in a movie.
Was
It's
that
more
movie-
from I don't think there's been one from this franchise recently. No. It's a video game. It's from a video game, I'll give you that.
that's been turned into a movie.
In a while.
What is it, Patrick?
So they haven't had a game in a while.
No,
They've
they put out a game pretty recently. Like within the past 2 years.
Oh,
Is it something from Zelda?
No.
What?
You're on the right track.
Okay, but it's also been a movie. Oh, it's
It's been
something
in
from
a
fucking
movie.
Mario.
No.
No?
You're on the
Is that
right track
movie
though.
that's come out recently? Is it Sonic?
No.
fuck.
You're going backwards now. You had the right you had the right company.
Zelda? So it's what company is Zelda?
Nintendo.
What other?
Where are you going?
what
deeper
movie
with
was
it?
Nintendo-
What
No,
movies?
it's just Nintendo.
What Nintendo movies have come out? Not that isn't Mario and isn't recent enough.
Is it an actual Pokemon in the
Yes.
Pokeball? Let's go.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Give me.
Oh,
I can't
It's
help you here.
Squirtle.
I
I
know
know
one
you can't.
Pokemon. Give me
is it
Pikachu.
Squirtle?
No. It's not
Is it
Squirtle,
Squirtle?
no.
Charmander.
What
Think-
generation? What generation?
What generation? I'll give you Gen 4.
Gen 4. Starter or no starter?
No starter.
Gen 4.
Where is Jake going?
Very popular.
I've been sitting for so long. I need movement in
Very
my body.
popular Gen 4. Is it Garchomp?
You are so unbelievably close. think smaller.
Gibble? I'm so fucking goated. Oh my
Golly.
god. Don't ever doubt my ability again. Holy shit.
I love that I
So
needed to
does-
help get you 2 Pokemon, but after that,
No, once. Once.
I was gonna say, Geek, you get half credit.
because I got 2 Pokemon and then I know
Yes.
nothing. I can name 7 Pokemon total.
Okay, while we're here, let's just get this all over with in one.
He wants to talk about hockey now.
Oh God.
Oh, we're just never doing the mock again.
No, we're
Take
doing the
hockey.
mock. He just has his bit.
Yeah.
I'm
clearly isn't up to
skipping
date
my
on Run
bit
the
for this
North.
week. So
since we last spoke about hockey, most teams have clinched their playoff spot. The Rangers and the Hurricanes and the Metropolitan,
I can talk-
Bruins, Panthers,
I can talk about
Leafs,
the Rangers.
Lightning,
I'm actually watching the Rangers.
in the Atlantic. We'll get to hit you in a second.
Awesome.
Lightning in the Atlantic. Central Division is the Stars, Avalanche, Jets, and Predators. Pacific Division so far is the Canucks and the Oilers. So we will get a Connor McDavid ring this year. But since Patrick is our guest and he has input about hockey, I'm going to let him go off about the Rangers for like 30
Only
seconds.
about the Rangers. Igor Shesterkin
Yeah.
is the best goalie in the NHL, probably in NHL history. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
John Fox might be the most clutch player in NHL history, and that's an indisputable fact. And then we also have Matt,
Whole head coach.
who is probably the best fighter in NHL.
Matt Raby's crazy. Yeah.
The Rangers are probably going to win it all, not just this year, but for the next 10. I'm willing to put money on it.
He's right. He's right.
Rangers, not only are they young, they're quite good. Savannah Jad is injured, but it doesn't matter because we're kind of just goated. Like it's just that simple. What's his name for MVP? Hold on, forgetting the name. He's our leading scorer. What the hell? Panarin?
Aaron?
Panarin
Yeah.
for MVP. 100%. Best team in the NHL. I mean, simple as that. Simple as that.
You already hear-
Austin
come back to that
Matthews.
in the cup.
Again,
Plays for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That is a player I know.
Toronto Maple Leafs. Very good. But yeah, Philadelphia again for Geek and Patrick.
You had plenty of time to think.
no,
Oh,
I
yeah, of
didn't.
course.
We were distracted with Pokemon.
So Philly earlier took Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like a guard maybe, but
Or
Slot.
the other interior line position.
See, the thing is,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
It depends on what we see.
Cam Jurgens
as.
sucks as a guard.
I
So
agree.
kick him to
I
center
also
and
don't
hope
know-
that works. Well, that's
It
you
better
drafted him as a center.
Yeah.
So
But what if he's just bad? I
Well,
think that's very possible.
He's
even
too cool to just be bad.
even if he's just bad, no matter what you pick here, he has to play somewhere. And I would rather
that's
take a
true.
shot at center than just keep him being awful at guard. Maybe he sucks at center too, but at least you tried something.
Yeah, that's true. But also slot receivers possible.
Yeah, we talked about that
the-
earlier.
The thing though is, I haven't watched many interior O-line, tight ends, and safeties are like the three positions where I need
Sure.
to get more film on. I've watched like 3 safeties, I've watched 2 tight ends, and I've watched many tackles that could play interior O-line, but only like 2 pure interior O-linemen.
Mason McCormick.
I was just-
Mason McCormick.
The only guard here
I
that I
guess-
know is Zach Zinter, but I don't see the Eagles picking him because of injury. So I think we go McCormick because I trust Miller,
Let's go, my guy.
and they need a guard really bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
that he's a good player.
So, what has Pittsburgh done with their life?
We had Pittsburgh.
They took Adonai.
Adonai.
Said Adonai. They took
That's
Adonai, yeah. They
I
took
would go Zach
Adonai.
then.
Go who?
Center, Virginia. Zach Frazier.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Bang.
And now the Rams. So the Rams earlier took.
We took who we take?
John
Yeah,
Newton.
I mean,
Yeah.
Giant Newton, yeah.
So now,
Corner
I
edge.
mean,
Linebacker.
I'd go receiver before I'd go edge.
eh,
Yeah, you like the red room. That's fine.
But yeah, that's just because I like their edge room. I don't think either one's like a big need.
I think Braswell is really like. I think he's really good for like a 3-4 type defense, like you're going to be running. I like Braswell. He's my edge 5. So I'm willing to go him here, Chris Braswell from
All right.
Alabama.
Oh, yeah, I'm cool with that. The Rams are weird, so
They're weird, but they're like legitimate, like true contenders.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They're weird, so like I could see them going a lot of places here, but I'm fine with that.
Now we
This
get
website
Philly.
is slow as
Yeah,
all hell
And
right now.
I would like to make a suggestion, but I know we're going to heavily agree on who the player would be.
Okay.
I want to go linebacker here.
Yeah, I would. Okay, so you want me to tell you who I would want?
I think I know who you're going to want, and I'm going to disagree heavily.
I do not want Peyton Wilson. I know you.
Okay,
know,
then.
you think
Okay.
Peyton Wilson.
I'm not
I
a big
want
Peyton
Seth
Wilson guy.
Gray.
Really? So Patrick's vindicated.
You listened to the Goal Line podcast available on Spotify.
See,
I certainly have, clearly. I want Cedric Gray. Either him or Edgerrin is fine. But
see,
I'm a Cedric Gray.
I unironically want Jeremiah Trotter here.
That's a
Him or
fine.
Trotter or Junior Colson would be
So
my
I
pick.
look at it like this. I think Trotter, if you still have faith in Nakobe Dean, which I don't know if you do, I think Trotter will play the mic to Nakobe Dean's will. and
Exactly.
That's the idea there.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, we can take Trotter.
Because I was more because plus with Trotter, if he doesn't work out at Mike, he could be a 6 Sam. Like I just think Trotter has more versatility in terms of the positions at linebacker he can play. I have Colson as my number 1 linebacker, but I like Trotter a lot still.
Oh, good God.
I've cooled off on Peyton.
Good. I'm glad you learned you can't defend the run.
So
the
Pro Football
Browns-
Network crashed, so I have no clue who's where, so that's wonderful.
Cleveland's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who's available.
Yeah, I don't know
One
who's
ball now.
available anymore.
I could read.
So, what are we
You
thinking?
have to read the.
Just
was
what are
it
we
him that
thinking,
was
and I can
doing
look
the
and figure it out.
If Patrick just has some names and some positions,
Okay.
he can.
I'm
Well,
looking.
just
at the
even just
Browns.
positions, I can kind of just
I'm
Figure
looking
it.
at the Browns tight as to what position they need.
I think.
Quarterback.
Rosengarten, Roger.
What do we think about Penix here? The
Oh
issue
my
is, I think
God.
Penix is older than Deshaun, so I don't.
Still better.
I hate
Low-key wide
Deshaun, but I
receiver.
don't know about
they
that
could
either.
Go interior D line. Maybe this is
I mean-
the Tavondre Sweat place.
I could see that.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but
sounds
also
about right.
Dalvin Tomlinson is just Tavondre Sweat.
Well, no.
Yeah,
I get that.
if
But
you-
they
so
might
I-
be-
But I get it.
Yeah.
they're really deep. On
This
the
could also
D-line.
be good for your Chris
Really
Jenkins
bad.
agenda right here.
He's already drafted.
He's already gone. Yeah.
That's it. You're right. That's the one.
So, I mean,
My PFN crashed too. I had to
what
guess on
was
everybody who's
another
taken
inside
already.
linebacker, a replacement for Jordan Hicks would be nice,
No,
or Devin Bush,
you want to replace Jordan Hicks?
or Devin Bush.
I'd rather replace Devin Bush. Yeah,
Yeah.
get yourself a solid Sam.
Yeah.
Hicks was pretty good. I
yeah.
don't know anything about the linebackers in this class. That one I don't got nothing for you.
Who do you think is best for like that Sam role, Miller?
For the Sam role,
I mean, Cedric Gray.
I'd go Eichenberg personally. If you're looking
Ooh.
for like a pure Sam,
Yeah,
because I
Tommy
think he
Eichenberg.
adds something to that linebacker core you don't have. Because JOK's like he's great at everything.
Eric Gray
He's all
is a
around.
weak side linebacker. No, like that's what he is. He's the
Yeah, but
coverage
you're
guy. Like,
Yeah, but you're looking for a Sam. You're not looking for a weak side linebacker.
well, no, I'm saying that JOK is the weak side linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to say, with your core, you have JOK who does a little bit of everything. You've got Jordan Hicks who's more like your field general type. You need like a dominant run defender in that room, I think.
Mm.
And I would like Eichenberg in that role a lot for them.
The thing is, like, there's a part of me that wants to go offense, but I look at their offense, like they're not weak anywhere.
No.
Standout guy or anything.
I mean, they
I was
still
gonna say-
need a tackle, but I don't think anybody's
The
really.
only thing I could think is if you want to take Guyton here.
I guess the Jack Conklin experiment really hasn't been working out, has it?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's
on
it.
No, it's
You wanna-
Jedrick Wills is really bad.
Oh, sorry. Did I say
Yeah.
Jack Conklin?
Yeah,
I said Jack Conklin. Jack Conklin's been good. Jedrick Wills, who was the left tackle that they drafted,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
I was really high on from Alabama.
who?
Yeah. he's the
It's
one that-
weird. He was good for like 2 years, and then suddenly he's just
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Injured a lot too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I could
You know, yeah,
see
let's see.
Guyton, but
Or do we take Patrick Paul? Nah, let's go Guyton.
okay, Guyton. I like that.
That's, like,
I'm down.
unanimous. And the thing is, like, they need help on offense, not defense. Like, it's just
Yeah,
that
their
simple.
defense is gonna be fine.
Even though Devin Bush is not very good.
Okay, the Dolphins. who
He's
took
not gonna be
Graham
on the
Barton.
field that much.
Yeah. I want to take a DT here, but I want someone who isn't a dumbass.
Then
And I haven't
would.
watched the DTs here.
my
So I
guess
don't
is
want
gonna
Devondres, but
be-
yeah.
I think Leonard.
You know who I like then?
What do you mean? Johnny Newton's right there, according to my mock draft.
Give me Braden Fisk then.
Yeah, I want to,
okay.
but I want a Space Eater. Is Fisk a Space Eater? I haven't watched him.
No, he isn't. This
No.
is
Okay.
at it. Leonard Taylor.
Leonard Taylor. Yes.
Former bust guy. Miami's D line coach is a god.
Uh huh.
So, yeah, I say.
Okay.
Leonard Taylor. Good.
I can
Yeah.
get behind it.
I think on Miami that would be great, and he's a Miami guy, so like
Okay.
Doesn't even have to move.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
Now
Y'all
you
can
know the pick here, Patrick. You know what it must be.
It has to be a running back, right?
I was thinking other side of the ball, but also a very undervalued position.
Linebacker. Oh, the
Yes.
replacement for.
And you know specifically who it has to be.
I don't think I do.
I think it's not who you think I would want
Is
it to be.
Is it because Texas?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Jalen,
And also because he's actually very good.
and he's a coverage guy. Like he plays the. late
Oh,
end guy.
you were going with a different Texas guy. I was thinking Edge, but
Oh,
Ford would also work.
well, you said
You
inside
said
linebacker.
Linebacker.
Yeah, Edge Cooper.
Oh,
Oh,
yikes.
no. I mean,
Don't say
Eh.
just call
Because
it.
also Texas,
Well,
and I like him
Cooper is
more, but
more fit to go right now. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Ford doesn't go right now. Yeah.
yeah.
So, Edgar
I-
and Cooper. Yeah, Edgar and Cooper.
Okay.
I I feel like that's probably the best. Yeah.
See, I'm a big Trey Benson guy, and also Jonathan Brooks is such
Proposal.
I
fucking
think running back. Yeah, like that. That was how I was looking at it. I was
such a
thinking,
Jerry
proposal.
Jones answer.
when is the Cowboys' next pick?
Don't know. It should
It's
say,
in the
but I can't
second
see
round.
it.
It
It
is.
doesn't say if you don't have the round on your simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proposal.
Yeah.
y'all
like, I
y'all
think-
pick right now for the Bucks, and me and Miller.
No, because I have the perfect pick for the Bucks. Give them the Texans.
Okay.
Give them the
So
Texans.
we did the
went
Packers?
linebacker. I really look back. I feel like they had to have went running back. Like in
Yeah, because they
Just because the
signed a
linebackers
couple
are so
linebackers. They're
Wait,
not
Miller,
good, but
We're taking the Bucks and the Packers, and they're taking the
The
Texans.
Texans. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they'll have the Bills.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could go.
Okay.
All right.
I
Who's his Bucks pick?
Any running back.
it's a little late
So the
now.
Bucks need,
Yeah.
the
I
Bucks
tried
need
to
help
tell
off
you
the
it was
edge.
Trey
I was
Benson, but
peer pressured. I was peer pressured. Just
Oh, shut
yeah,
up.
by
You went
two
with it.
idiots.
The
Not
Bucks
your own
need
teammate.
edge help. The Bucks
Yes,
need
sir.
edge help.
Yes, I do.
And an edge that you and I both really like is sitting right here.
Austin Booker.
Yes.
Austin Booker.
Absolutely Austin Booker. He should have gone way earlier, but
Kansas, baby.
God, I fucking love Austin. Dude, Austin Booker's going to be a superstar. I don't care what anybody says. I fucking love Austin Booker.
I still haven't watched him.
Yeah.
Watch him. Educate yourself.
You told me to watch him. I was like, I'll get to him eventually. But the thing is,
And then
I
you
already did
didn't.
Well, the annoying thing is, I already did my edge rankings, and I don't want to be wrong. And I'm worried I'll like him, and then I'll be wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro doesn't want to change his
Okay.
own rankings.
So,
What a bozo.
Jake, what do we do with the Packers?
This is the Cedric Gray pick.
Ooh, I like the Packers taking Cedric Gray here.
Because
it'd
Miller
be
doesn't
bad.
like Cedric Gray.
I
You know,
like
it's
Cedric Gray
a-
enough, but I think there's better linebackers on the board.
I think the only guy who has an argument over him, in my eyes, is Junior.
I've got Cedric Gray all the way down as LB7.
But me and
No, I like
Jake
Cedric
have
Gray.
him as
I'm taking
LB.
him. Yeah.
I'm taking Cedric Gray.
Yeah,
So
Junior
what-
Colson's my number one, though. I love Junior Colson.
Yeah, now it's you guys for the Texans and the Bills, and we'll be back.
Yeah.
Houston again. Like they just get to take best player available.
So, okay, I gotta look at a thing real quick. Because to
Okay,
me,
interesting proposal. You know how the Raiders didn't take a quarterback?
you want them to take a quarterback now?
I
Trade
want
up.
them to trade up.
Take a
And take-
quarterback?
Well, oh wait, but I just remembered Nix is on my board when he shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Penix is still there.
it's Penix.
Yeah,
He's
Penix
the
is
guy
still
who.
there. I don't know if I want to trade up for him that bad.
Penix, Rattler, Pratt,
Again,
Travis.
I think. Do the Broncos have a third rounder? Because
Um,
like maybe the Broncos trade up for Penix. But then again, who else would take Penix? Maybe the Broncos.
I
just
think the
wait.
Raiders
have third
would like
round, they have
Penix more than the
76.
Broncos would.
Huh?
Broncos have 76.
Yeah.
And I think the Raiders would like Penix more than the Broncos would.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Giants taking a quarterback screwed everything up.
So if we want to
Yeah.
be fun a little bit,
Mhm.
maybe not fun specifically,
Again, it's us, so that's like
Right.
what I'm trying to.
the Texans' other outside corner right now is Jeff Okuda.
Okay.
And then, which isn't like the worst thing. Or
I have an outside corner that
I've
really
never
like.
been a huge Titus Howard guy. I think he's meh. So you
There-
could always
there's
go
an
Guyton as like a.
Oh, I like.
Guyton already went.
Did he? I don't
Yeah,
have the
so-
board anymore. I
Yeah,
swear he
yeah.
was still there.
That's why I'm reminding you. No,
Yeah,
Cleveland
yeah.
went Guyton.
Oh fuck, that's right. We literally just did that. My bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
According to
No, okay, so
this
corner.
website, it's a huge reach, but I don't care. I'm a big Tyree Jackson guy.
That is not who I was thinking of, but that's okay. We can go Kyrie.
Who are you thinking?
I'm a big. I don't know how to say his name, but San Rastil guy. No.
Oh, San Rastilli.
The only thing is with Sam still, he's exclusively a nickel. You're not playing him outside. He's
Oh,
like
that's
5'2".
fair. That's.
Tyree Jackson
That's
is
fair.
6'4".
Let's go
And
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Let's go Kyrie.
Because I like Sanders still a lot too. He's just too small for what Houston
Well,
would
he's
want.
also 5'9", not 5'2".
Same thing in corner years.
We pick for Buffalo.
Buffalo now.
Oh shit,
Uh-huh.
we do.
Yeah. So
And we went
Did they take-
receiver earlier.
Yes. You could take another one and not be wrong.
Fair.
to do that, but they did invest in Curtis Samuel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did
I
sign
forgot
Curtis
about
Samuel.
Curtis
yeah.
Samuel.
Well, you always forget about Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, who doesn't? You know, he's forgettable.
Any real Samuelers out there? Let us know in the
I
comments
love Curtis
below.
Samuel, but I forget about him daily.
So, I mean, like, who-
Okay.
Let's go. My antivirus didn't find any viruses.
What's their corner room looking like now? They have Rasul Douglas, but
Nothing.
It's bad.
Visual Douglas.
I like their slot corner and Taron Johnson. But
Yeah.
they need another outside corner. How do we feel about maybe a Max Melton here?
I'm
Yeah, that
down.
sounds good.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Let's do it. Max
I don't want to pick for Detroit.
We picked Mr. Chop.
Yeah, we took Chop. Fuck do we do with this team?
They need a DT. That could be good.
Do they?
They need a corner.
They've got DJ Reed and Lee McNeil. They do not need a DT.
I forgot they got DJ Reader.
Yeah.
That's the one. They could use a corner. Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. We can go. I like Bernardo Green here. Or
Bernardo Green would
no.
be good.
You know who I really like for them here? Bernardo Green I like more, but I really like Andrew Phillips for them here. I think he fits a little bit better what they want in a more physical, man-to-man corner.
Yeah, that could work. Andrew Phillips is good.
Yeah. And also Andrew Phillips is a little more boomer bust, which makes me able to stomach put him on the line.
Who are we
All
picking
right.
for? Okay.
Baltimore again.
Yeah.
Now, Baltimore.
I
You said Renardo, or who did you say earlier for Detroit?
Renardo Green's the other corner. Oh, no. We took Andrew Phillips for Detroit. Sorry.
Phillips.
I see what you were asking me. I
yeah.
misinterpreted your question.
Now we got Baltimore. Baltimore.
Is really weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
so
I
they
could
use the corner, kind of.
they could use a corner. They could also use, interestingly, you could go like safety. Because Hamilton doesn't play safety.
Yeah, you're right.
And
but,
they don't have they have Marcus Williams and Hamilton, and that's the only
Well,
safeties on
here's
the
my
roster.
Here's my thing. With McDonald gone, I think
Right.
now they might not be able to experiment as much with Hamilton. He might be a little bit more static and just play that role.
Maybe.
Maybe you want to be able to at least be able to default on
Well,
normal plays.
If you did that, you could go Sandra still and just go full nickel. Because you don't really have that guy outside of Hamilton.
Well, I'm saying that you have other, like I like Cam Hart,
Okay.
and I think if they were to take him, I feel like that's perfectly fine for Notre
Cool with
Dame.
that, too.
Cam Hart. So let's go ahead.
Just
do
a
it.
corner makes a ton of sense.
What's a corner?
Whichever
He
flavor you
doesn't
want to go
count.
with is. It works.
Now,
Now we're going to have the
Seven.
Chiefs as our last pick.
Ooh, what do we do with the...
Ooh, do I want to go here?
I like Brandon Coleman here.
Who?
Double up on O-line. Brandon Coleman, guard from TCU.
That can work. Yeah.
I like doubling up on line here for the Niners. It's either that or you get freaky and go linebacker to be your eventual Dre Greenlaw replacement.
I think Brandon Coleman's good here.
I agree.
Yeah.
you might have to go with another corner for KC here.
Yeah. Or do they just trade out and let somebody come take Penix finally?
But I feel like the teams that want to take Penix are fine just sitting where they
Yeah, they're fine sitting where they are.
That's true,
Like,
actually.
it's not like there's the fifth-year option thing going on. Not anymore after the first.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think corner because they lost Snead. They need a new guy.
Yeah, they
Oh,
do.
fuck, I forgot. Yeah, they did
That's
lose
why I'm
Snead.
saying they need a corner.
Yeah, you're right.
And I mean, a lot of corners have went, but it's such a deep corner class.
I mean-
Bernardo Green.
I haven't watched Green, so I don't know.
I haven't either.
Watch him.
Is Green? I watched 20 corners, dude. I'm sorry I didn't watch.
Green's he's my first corner outside of the first round.
Wow.
I really like Bernardo Green. And ironically, his comp for me is L'Jarius Sneed.
That
Okay,
is
so
funny.
you know what? If that's how you feel, let's just go out on what Lim's saying. Let's go on with what.
What
Alright.
Lim's saying?
Yeah,
All right. Yeah. That works.
Alright.
sure. I'm just
I
taking
pro-
your word for that. If that's
I
the pick, it's your
probably would have went DJ James, but Renardo's fine
Well,
too.
I'm
I
saying
saved you because DJ James is not somebody I like very much.
if he is Sneed, then he's a scheme fit, ideally. So
Yeah.
Sure.
I've said
Yeah.
scheme fit. So
I
take
I
a
think
shot at
trusting
kind of-
Miller is just a new mistake.
Fair. I mean, after he made me take Edgar and Cooper when Deuce Vaughn is my RB1. Yeah, maybe.
Actually, it's Rico Dowdle.
Okay, that's
That's worse.
Respect him.
That's worse in every
Also,
way.
like, you could just take literally any running back in the 4th round and be like, okay, they are a running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They run the football.
Yeah, that's what they did with Deuce Vaughn.
Well, Deuce Vaughn's like 2'3". I'm talking
Sure.
if you take a running back that actually has height. Listen, if you're running back shorter than I am, you have a problem.
I don't think that's true. Darren Sproles
Darren Sproles
was
was
better
very
than
good.
you could ever dream of.
Okay, well, I mean, your RB1, that's your lead back, and Darren Sproles isn't actually that shorter than me.
Yes, he is.
I don't think. Oh, Darren Sproles is 5'6". Okay, I was thinking
Yeah.
he was like 5'7". Okay, then yeah, he's a couple inches shorter than me. But the point is, if your
Bro
RB1
thinks he
lead
knows how
back
to
is
cook.
shorter than me, bro thinks he knows how to do anything other than cook just food, nothing else. That's
Sure.
all you can do. Cooking merchant.
Yeah.
I can cook up mock drafts.
I mean,
Right.
I can also predict who's going to win games better than you, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, the guy who bought himself a trophy.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
though. I
Yeah,
didn't.
Yeah, you know what? You
I
know
bought
what,
a
buddy?
trophy to
I'm
give
bringing out the
whoever-
costume. I'm bringing out the
I
costume.
bought a trophy to give to
Okay,
whoever.
Miller.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Miller, I'm gonna do the outro and buy you some time to put on the costume, and you can reveal it at the end.
I
He's
high-key forgot
wearing it.
about this. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, he's
It's
wearing
on.
all right. Okay, well, this is the perfect way for Miller to look for the outro. We want to thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Run the North podcast. Obviously, a huge thank you to Patrick for coming and sitting and enduring through this. So yeah, go listen to the Goal Line podcast on Spotify, and I'm pretty sure all your other listening platforms. Correct me if I'm wrong, Patrick, but
no, the other platforms are No Huddle NFL and
okay.
HUDDLENFL. No capitals, no spaces. YouTube. I hope you link it. Maybe you won't.
We will.
If you really hate me, you might.
We will.
TikTok, Instagram, and then on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, No Huddle NFL with an underscore at the end, at No Huddle NFL. Check it out. And of course, my main thing's the podcast. Miller is a co-host on it, rotates in every now and then, so that's very nice. So if you want more of our rambling, slightly more organized rambling, but still rambling. Yeah, I love coming on. You know, it's always a pleasure coming on here.
But yeah, again, a huge thanks to Patrick for coming on, doing this mock drive with us, and a huge thanks to you guys for listening. Be sure to do whatever you guys can to help grow the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe over on YouTube. Go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Obviously, if you're not subbed to us on YouTube, do that. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.